qualities that make up a Forged in Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes!
Woo! To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPost.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love to hear. Eagle Broadband, our community connected.
Glad to see you're back. These are my favorite shorts, and I have no idea what I got on them.
It's just peanut butter. We can get that out.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
There are a lot of qualities that make up a Forged in Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes!
Woo! To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPost.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love to hear. Eagle Broadband, our community connected.
Glad to see you're back. These are my favorite shorts, and I have no idea what I got on them.
It's just peanut butter. We can get that out.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
There are a lot of qualities that make up a Forged and Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes! Woo!
To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPost.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love.
On 101.9 The Bull for Sub-State Championship Football in Class 1A. Jonathan Slager and Mike Holliday with you as we get set for tonight's matchup. We'll take a look at the offensive starters for the Smith Center Redmond up front. They're led by Colton Hairsnape, the sophomore who fills in for the injured offensive line for the Smith Center Redmond, injuring his knee a week ago and is out for the season. Is Charlie Timmons. So unfortunately for him, he goes down. But Hairsnape steps in. Burrell Spreece, the senior, on that left side. Joel Montgomery anchors the middle as the senior center. Jacob Conrad, the 165-pound senior, on the other side. And then Shelton Rothschild, the 200-pound senior right tackle. Nolan Lehman, the 170-pound sophomore tight end. Griffin Kugler, a weapon in the passing game, the junior wide receiver. And then the backs for the Smith Center Redmond, they will be Colton Shoemaker, the senior. Nate Hendricks, the 160-pound fullback, and then Jaden Atwood, their leading rusher. He's also second in all of 1A in rushing, the senior tailback, and the quarterback, Trenton Colby, the 165-pound senior. So that's a look at the starters on offense for the Smith Center Redmond, and we are just about ready to get this one underway. Plainville won the toss, and Smith Center will elect to receive here in this first quarter.
Yes, Plainville will defer their choice to the second half, so Smith Center and this high-powered offense led by a completely different running backfield than what they had a year ago. More on that coming up. And this game just about underway. Jonathan, one of the most anticipated semifinal games in Kansas.
Jared Casey has it teed up and ready to kick it from our right to our left. It's from the north to the south, and Plainville in those road white uniforms on a sidewinder kick that bounces, and it's a live football on that far sideline, on the Plainville sideline. But the Smith Center Redmond are able to jump on it right around the 40-yard line. Not sure if that was a design or not off the left foot of Jared Casey, but Smith Center is going to have good field position as they'll start at their own 40-yard line. Quickly for the Plainville Cardinals, without Jonas Smith, the big defensive tackle up front. So they go Cale Dobson, Josh Russell, Dakota Yost, Colton Weisner, and then Daxton Hovis, who had a big field goal block a week ago as their mid up front. Ben Hansen, Jared Casey, Peyton Rathman, the linebackers, as we get you those starters here for the Cardinals. On first down, it'll be Smith Center Redmond football, and they'll ride the fullback on the first play of the game, and not a lot of running room as he gets just across the 40-yard line as the fullback Hendricks is stopped by Jared Casey for just a yard on the play to the 41-yard line.
Hendricks had about 13 consecutive carries in the second half at one point against Sedgwick last week, so they really used him.
And they go quick tempo, running off to the right side. Here's a little bit of running room for that second back through, close to the 45-yard line, as they will run it with Shoemaker, who picks up 4, and now it's 3rd down and 5 on the play for the Smith Center Redmond as they're right near the 45-yard line.
Is there any linebacker crew in 1A better than Plainville's? Casey right there in the middle. You've got Rathman and Ben Hansen. This is a great linebacker crew.
Here's a big 3rd down, second back through. Atwood slips a tackle at the line of scrimmage, then drives forward, and he's got a first down and more. And then the ball came free, and it's taken away by the Plainville Cardinals. Here's a huge return, and taking it all the way to the house is Ben Hansen. He came away with a football in the pile and returned it for a touchdown. Nobody but about 3 Plainville Cardinals knew that the sophomore linebacker Ben Hansen had the football, and he takes it to the house for a touchdown to give Plainville a 6-0 lead.
What a turn of events. That was a great run by Jaden Atwood. He just was not able to hang on to the ball, though. And Plainville, in the first meeting this year, committed 4 turnovers, including a fumble that was run back by Smith Center. They turn the tables this time around and score first on a Smith Center fumble.
They've scored on defense twice in the playoffs, had a special teams touchdown a week ago, and they lead with the extra point blasted through by Parker Krob. He kicked that one almost all the way onto the track, and so a huge turn of events. It looked like Smith Center was going to have a first down inside Plainville territory, and then somehow the sophomore comes away with it. Ben Hansen returns it for a touchdown. It's a 7-0 lead for the Plainville Cardinals. If you're Plainville, you needed something good to happen for you early, and that's huge.
Boy, that is right. It is so important to get on the scoreboard first if you're the Plainville Cardinals, and that's exactly what they do on the heels of a turnover. Ben Hansen, the sophomore, the younger brother of Noah Hansen, who was a really good player on these Plainville teams that reached the semifinals, and the Plainville team 3 years ago that reached the state championship game in Class 2-1A. So an early 7-0 lead for the Cards.
And Hanson, one of those very talented linebackers that we talked about with the fumble recovery for a touchdown. A week ago, they scored on the opening kickoff with Jared Casey returning it for a touchdown. Crawford had Cody had a interception return for a touchdown a couple of weeks ago, and that is a huge boost for this Plainville defense, and they lead 7-0 early on here in this first quarter. We have 10:51 to go in the quarter.
And unfortunate for Smith Center, as they had really good field position during that possession.
And now we get the kickoff. It'll be fielded by the Redmen. They'll run the handoff to Trent Colby, the right side. He's got a little bit of a seam, and Colby with a nice return as Trent will get it across the 30 and spot him just shy of the 35-yard line. And again, good field position here for the Smith Center Redmen. But now 10:44 to go. They'll take over at their own 32-yard line, and they find themselves down 7-0. Looked like the Redmen on that opening possession had found a little running room, so we'll see. Quickly, we do want to get you the defensive starters in the secondary. We talked about Crawford, Finney, and Anderson Dewey, the sophomore defensive back. Here's the first play. It's a swing pass to the right side, and they'll complete it to Kugler on the sideline. He's ridden out of bounds by Finney, but he'll get across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Griffin Kugler's become a huge weapon in this offense for the Redmen. Sets them up with third down, and there is a flag, but before the penalty, it was a second down and medium distance, but the official is going to signal holding on the Redmen.
And Smith Center, a team that just doesn't turn the ball over or beat themselves in the penalty game already. They've had a turnover, a scoop and score for Plainville, and a big holding call, so that's going to back them up 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20.
Yeah, first down from the 22-yard line, as it will back them back up, and they'll work out of that pistol formation, the wishbone, and then a hard count brings these Plainville Cardinal front offsides. Cody Yost may have jumped across the line that time on the first penalty for the Plainville Cardinals.
Video production of tonight's game brought to you in part by Midland Marketing, where they are taking early booking on seed and chemicals. We're glad to be able to bring this game to you on the radio as well as HayesPost.com.
10:39 to go here in our opening quarter. The Plainville Cardinals lead 7-0 thanks to the fumble recovery for a touchdown. And now they will run it with a big play for Jaden Atwood as he goes right up the middle. And Atwood is slammed down by Dewey, but not before he's able to pick up enough for a first down. It's a gain of 27 as they'll get just shy of the 44-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
1st and 20 becomes 1st and 15, and then a big Jaden Atwood run gives Smith Center a new set of downs. The second leading rusher in Class 1A, over 1,500 yards for Atwood.
It is a gain of 15 from the 27 as I'll move the ball now to the 43-yard line, still inside Smith Center Redmond territory. Plainville has that defensive touchdown to lead 7-0 as we close in on 10:20 to go here this opening quarter. Out of the pistol, and they will run it with the fullback. And Hendricks is just shy of the, actually it's going to be a keeper by Colby. Followed the fullback for a gain of 2 on the play, and now it's 2nd down and 8.
Trenton Colby, a starter last year, a quarterback for the Redmond, 6'1", 165-pound senior. He's had an excellent year both on the ground and in the air. 13 touchdown passes to just 1 interception this season.
Out of the shotgun here on 2nd down and 8, it's the short pistol. Now they will give it to Atwood, the second back through, and he's got another seam and another first down as he carries it right up the middle as Casey will make the tackle, but not before Atwood flips the field on a gain of 10, make it 11 as they get to the Plainville 43-yard line.
Yeah, Atwood really has not been stopped early in this game. Did have that fumble, the scoop and score for Plainville, but he had about a 10-yard gain before fumbling the ball, and the Redmen are in business offensively.
He's got 3 carries for 30 yards. He does have that, a 1 fumble, but he's got a first down as Casey had to save a touchdown with under 9.5 to go. Another hard count nearly brought Yost offsides as they will work here on first down, and this will be the fullback, and they're able to stand up the fullback. It's that first back through, Hendricks, who picks up 2. He had a season-high 36 carries a week ago, as Mike talked about earlier.
Boy, excellent crowd here for Plainville. Of course, excited about their football team. Plainville and Smith Center are 2 excellent sports towns, and they really are filling up those visitor stands.
Yes, a bunch of guys standing along that far sideline with a cool night here in November. On a 2nd down and 8, the Redmen will run it off the right guard this time, and another good gain as they will give it to a Shoemaker, and he kind of squirted free. There is a flag on the play. As it stands now, it's a gain of 10, but that's on the right side of that Smith Center offensive line. And they're going to call Smith Center holding.
Just really uncharacteristic of Smith Center. Their second penalty of the game and second holding call on this possession will back him up 10 yards. We mentioned Smith Center with a completely different backfield than they had last year, where they started seniors Ethan Peterson and Heston Maxwell. These guys come in, and it's just what Smith Center does. As seniors, Shoemaker and Atwood have been outstanding and leading rushers on the season for Smith Center.
Back him up, 2nd down and 18 after their second holding penalty here in the first quarter. And it's a little counter play, trying to run off that right side with Colton Shoemaker, and he's going to be upended as the senior Shoemaker gets a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. Gets about 7 yards back before he's tripped up on that right side of that offensive line.
And on 3rd and long, 14 to go. For the first down, look for Griffin Kugler, the 160-pound junior wide receiver who is second in Class 1A in receiving yards.
Over 500 receiving yards on the season. He did have a catch, but had a holding penalty a moment ago that negated that, as they will work on 3rd down and long from the 46 inside Cardinal territory. And it's a quarterback keeper. Colby will shed a defender, then stiff arm a man, and he's going to get the first down and more here to the near sideline as he'll get down to the Plainville 30-yard line, and then he is smashed out of bounds by Finnessy on the near sideline. It's a gain of 16, but there's another penalty called on the Smith Center Redmen. Let's see where that flag was. As it stands now, it gets them to the 30-yard line, but they're going to call it at the 40-yard line.
And a called quarterback keeper on 3rd and long. That's just what Smith Center does. And a costly penalty there. A couple of missed tackles by the Plainville defense, but the penalty will back Smith Center up even more.
Trenton Colby has went over 100 yards rushing twice this season. One of them was week 4 in that win over the Plainville Cardinals, so you know he's had success running against this Plainville defense. Back to the Plainville 49 on 3rd down and 15. They have to get it all the way down to about the 34-yard line. Here's a little pump fake by Colby. He'll air it out to the right side, looking on a go route, and Griffin Kugler can't come up with it, just out of his outstretched hands, as he was trying to run up that far sideline. Anderson Dewey in coverage, and now it's 4th down and long facing the Redmen.
Yeah, that ball just slightly overthrown, went off the fingertips of Kugler.
Pretty good effort for him, too, on that far sideline on a cold day. I'm sure with the temperature at 30 degrees here at kickoff and 27 the wind chill, probably didn't feel so great over there on that hard turf. So he made a heck of an effort to try and haul it in, but instead it'll be incomplete. And now 4th down and 15 as Colby will go back to punt this football away. And our first punt of the game is a pretty good one that'll bounce at the Plainville 30-yard line, and then Finnessy came up and acted like he was going to touch it. It's down inside the 20-yard line. And after the lengthy drive put together by the Plainville, or rather the Smith Center Redmen on their first offensive possession, Plainville Cardinals will get the football for the first time here with 7:07 to go in the opening quarter, leading 7-0 thanks to that defensive fumble recovery for a touchdown. Cardinals will come out in that shotgun formation. They split 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Finnessy, the quarterback, joined in the backfield by his fellow senior. So they'll take over at their own 18-yard line with 7:07 to go in this first quarter. Snap it back to Finnessy. He's going to run it right side, made a couple of mid-miss, slips a couple of tackles, and then gets upended as he was submarined by Colby. A little quarterback-on-quarterback action on the tackle there at a gain of almost 9, call it 8 for Finnessy on his first carry of the contest.
Finney has been excellent in the passing game, but Plainville does prefer to establish the run. And especially on a cold night like this, they want to get the ground game going.
He's thrown for over 1,000 yards, rushed for over 900 as he will hand it off. It's Casey right up the middle, dragging defenders as Casey continues to just rumble for the first down up to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and he was dragging 3 defenders on his back as he's brought down the middle of that defense. Burrell Spees helps to bring him down, but it's a gain of 11 and a first down.
This is what Plainville did not have in the first meeting. That big running back, Casey, who is the last in a long line of Casey's. And I think the area, the league, they're pretty happy to hear that. All these boys athletic.
2 wide receivers to each side, and it's an option pitch left side. Casey with a one-handed catch. He's got a block to the left side, another first down as he's into Smith Center territory. He'll get to the Smith Center. Well, they'll actually spot him right at just across midfield, so he picks up a gain of 13 on the play as they move the chains again.
Casey missing 2 full games, and you even kind of wondered if maybe they brought him back a little soon. But he has produced this year over 1,200 rushing yards, and he looks good early on in this one.
2 wide receivers split to each side again as Bryn and Warner one side. They also have 2 to the other side, and it's Casey who will hand it off, and he spins forward, continuing to fight for extra yards as Shoemaker, who made the tackle, was trying to reach in and rip that football away. Burrell Spees on the tackle as well. Casey picks up 3, and now it's 2nd down and 7.
Jared Casey about 85 pounds heavier than Shoemaker, but Shoemaker hit him about waist high and was able to bring him down along with help from a couple other Redmen.
A week ago, Casey in that win over Inman had a touchdown on a kickoff return, caught a touchdown pass, and also ran for 2 in that win over Inman. 3 wide receivers to the right side. High snap caught by Finney. He's just going to keep it and run to his left. Here's a block or a flag rather on a block, and then we get a second flag thrown at about the 39-yard line. That first flag's going to be on Peyton Rathman, and as soon as it happened, he turned around and looked at the official about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Finney did pick up a nice gain of close to 6 on the play to the Smith Center 45-yard line, but it's coming back.
Boy, those high snaps are just frustrating, and you see that sometimes at all levels of football. It just throws the whole offense off balance.
That may have also been a pass play as Finney was looking to throw the football for a moment, and I think that's maybe why Rathman got caught on that island out there and was forced to hold. So a loss of 10 on the penalty. It's now 2nd down and 10, and it will back the Plainville Cardinals back up to their own 42-yard line following the penalty. 3 wide receivers to the right side of the formation, and Finney, the quarterback draw right up the middle. Got a block from Casey, but not a lot of running room. He picks up maybe 3 to the 45, and now it brings up a 3rd down and 17 as we close on 4:40 to go here in the opening quarter.
And this Smith Center defense, they like their chances for success on 3rd and long.
Cardinals leading 7-0, under 4.5 to go here in this first quarter. Ben Hansen, a defensive touchdown. He took a fumble away from Atwood and returned it for a touchdown. And now as the Smith Center faithful comes to life here on the near sideline on 3rd down and long from the 45. Casey stands next to Finney in the shotgun. Finney looking to his right, pumps right. He's got all sorts of time as he'll roll to his right and now throws it late. It's deflected and incomplete. As a good job pressuring from Atwood in the backfield. Also Shelton Rothschild was back there as well. And now it's 4th down.
Got to give a little recognition to the coverage. Safeties Colton Shoemaker and Trenton Colby, Griffin Kugler and Sergio Lambert are the cornerbacks for Smith Center, and that was a coverage play. Those receivers for Plainville just really well covered downfield, and Plainville will have to punt for the first time in the game.
Smith Center was forced to punt on their on their second possession after fumbling on their open possession. And then now it looks like the Plainville Cardinals leading 7-0 will also be forced to punt, facing a 4th and 16 here from their own 45-yard line. And Finney will be the punter, and this is a pretty good kick. He'll kick it away from Colby, and it will be down right around the 20-yard line by Brandon Bryn, who is down there to cover on special teams by the sophomore. And it'll be the 3rd offensive possession now for the Smith Center Redmond had their first one in by way of a fumble return for a touchdown, had to punt on their second possession, and now with 3:57 to go here in this first quarter, trailing 7-0, they'll take over at their own 20-yard line. We've got a wide receiver to the right side of the formation, and it'll be a little cutback opportunity here for Jaden Atwood, who's going to be stacked up after a gain of 3. Saw him hit that for a couple of double-digit runs in the first couple of possessions, but that time he picks up just 3 before he stood up, and it's 2nd down and 7.
Smith Center's first 2 drives, 3 plays and a fumble, scoop, and score by Plainville, the only points on the scoreboard, and then a promising 7-play drive that ended with a punt and a couple of big holding penalties on that drive.
From their own 23-yard line, the Redmen will work out of that pistol formation again, trying to run it off to this left side and nowhere to go. Tried to bounce it off to the left side, and Finney and company were able to stop Atwood for maybe back to another. Actually, say he lost about a half yard, and now it's 3rd down and 8.
That was a nice tackle by Finney, and he's getting looks from all sorts of colleges and probably will play defense at the next level if he elects to play football.
Very good wrestler in his own right, and we've seen what he could do at quarterback. Here's a big 3rd down and 7 from the 23-yard line. The Redmen will run the counter play with that one, trying to bounce it right side, and he's going to be stacked up, and he won't get there. Good job by Dakota Yost, the big defensive tackle, to make the tackle. He just kind of slid down the line of scrimmage and stopped Atwood. He was able to throw him down for a short gain. He's about 4 yards shy of 3 yards shy of the line of gain, so he picks up 3 to the 27, and looks like it may be punt time again.
Well, Coach Stevenson has to be really happy with the defensive effort on the first 3 possessions for Smith Center's offense.
Redmond come in as one of the top, obviously, offenses in all of 1A. Here's a low snap on the punt. Plainville coming and nearly got there with Hansen. And Finney calls for a fair catch at his own 40-yard line. And the Plainville Cardinals will take over on their second offensive possession from their own 40-yard line, leading 7-0. And we have just under 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Game's really been played almost in between the 35s. We did have the 1 touchdown on the fumble return by Plainville, but other than that, we pretty much played in between the 30s and really the 35s, as Plainville will take over at their own 40-yard line with 1:59 to play here on this first quarter. 7-0 Cardinals with the lead. 2 wide receivers be split to each side as Finney has Casey lined up to his left. Here on first down, it'll be Casey right up the middle, and Casey is going to pick up maybe 2. He got hit immediately at that line of scrimmage. And on the bottom of the pile, Shelton Rothschild. And Sass in there as well, the young freshman linebacker, Jake Sass, making the tackle as well.
Yeah, Jacob Kirchhoff, the linebacker, in on that tackle. So the Redmond reading that play nicely. And if you could hold Casey to just a yard or 2 on first down, that does your defense a lot of good. Just kind of get the feeling on this cold night, you're going to get a heavy dose of Casey.
And he'll get it again. Actually, it's a little RPO. They pulled it back, and Finney will complete the pass to the left side as he's got a first down to his freshman wide receiver, Kyle Warner, working the slot. Warner's been a big part of this offense here this year, and the freshman moves the chains into Redmond territory. They spot him all the way to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down.
Jordy Finney completing 73 of 138 passes coming into this game. 53%, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 1,074 yards. So he is what you call a dual quarterback threat.
After the high snap, we've got a full start called on the Plainville Cardinals. So that'll be the 3rd penalty on the Cardinals for 20 yards. A week ago, Warner, the freshman, had 3 catches for 57 yards. He has 16 catches now on the year, including that 1 touchdown, which he scored a couple weeks ago. So they've been a big part of this offense, and a number of different wide receivers that Finney can find as the ball back to the 49-yard line. Still inside Redmond territory with 45 seconds to go here in this first quarter. 7-0 in favor of the Plainville Cardinals. They said 2 wide receivers, now 3 wide receivers, Hanson, Warner, and Crawford. They'll motion Casey to that right side as well, and Finney's going to run that way. Finney's got a blocker, he's got a couple of blockers, and that's enough for a big gain. They'll get all the penalty yardage back and then some to the 38-yard line as he will pick up 12, sets him up with a second down. Actually call it 11, it's second down and 4.
Boy, he was just barely tripped up too. That could have been a much bigger game, perhaps a touchdown. And it looks like Plainville will be content to let the first quarter run out. And a 7-0 lead.
Get a defensive score. That's the difference in this first quarter as the Cardinals take a 7-0 lead into the second quarter. We're back in 1 minute after this on 101.9 The Bull. Plainville Cardinal and Smith Center Redmond football on 101.9 The Bull and HayesPost.com are brought to you in part by the Plainville Sports Booster Club, Smith & Sons Cattle Company, American Family Insurance Agent Bridget Lyon, Jeans Heartland Foods, and Center Monuments. Farm Implement and Supply, Stahl Products LLC, the City of Plainville, Brooks County Health Center, and Mr. K's Food Town. 2019 playoff football on 101.9 The Bull is also brought to you in part by National Farmers Union Insurance Agent Greg Frank, Alliance Insurance Group, Jones Machinery, Dave's Heating and Cooling, Insurance Smart in downtown Smith Center, Jim's Alignment and Tire, Mace Body Shop, Trinity Ag LLC, Nutrient Ag Solutions of Smith Center, and Top Shelf Lumber and Hardware. You're listening to Smith Center Redmond and Plainville Cardinal playoff football on 101.9 The Bull and HayesPost.com. Plainville Cardinal and Smith Center Redmond football on 101.9 The Bull and HayesPost.com are brought to you in part by the Plainville Sports Booster Club, Smith & Sons Cattle Company. Now the football facing a second down and 5 as we get set to start this second quarter. Scoreboard update sees no score between the Norton Blue Jays and the Hoisington Cardinals down the road in Norton. So a big game there between a couple of Western Kansas powerhouses, and no score in that one so far.
These two teams beat Norton early in the season. In fact, Smith Center won by 30. And Norton in the semifinals in Class 2A.
2 wide receivers to each side. They're going to run the option. Finney fakes the pitch. Going to try and cut it up inside on second down and 5. Joel Montgomery, the defensive end, makes a good tackle. Atwood helping out as well. It's a gain of about 2. It sets him up third down and about 2, so give him 2.5 on the play. Now third down and 2.
And you'd think this would be 4-down territory for Plainville, and if that is the case, they've got 2 downs to get 2 yards.
They'll send 3 wide receivers, Hanson, Crawford, Warner to the left. 1 wide receiver and Brand to the right side as Finney out of the shotgun. Smith Center showed blitz, now they back away, and it's a quarterback keeper right side as Finney's got a huge gain with a first down, and then a flag came in late on the play. Finney still carrying defenders inside the Smith Center 25 to the 24-yard line. I think this one is coming back. The official threw that flag deep in the deep in the Cardinal backfield, and it is going to be on the Plainville Cardinals. That's a spot foul too. They right now have the flag at the 44-yard line. It's going to be a huge loss.
Boy, Jonathan, that is unfortunate for Plainville. They easily had the first down as the Redmen had almost over-pursued that play. So that is a huge penalty on Plainville, and just a penalty you can't commit.
Basically ends up being almost a 20-yard penalty because it moves them all the way back to the Plainville 47-yard line. And if they had taken the result of the play, they get to the Plainville 24-yard line. So a big third down coming up. Third down and 17 from their own 47-yard line. Finney with pressure coming, trying to escape the pocket. He's swarmed, and he can't get away. It's going to be a sack by the Redmonds. Sheldon Rothschild will get credit for a half sack, and coming through and making the play as well was coming through. A couple of different Smith Center Redmond, but Rothschild led the way.
Yeah, and Kirchhoff has had a big first half from his linebacker spot. The 170-pound sophomore came through that line as well. And how big was that penalty on Plainville?
A loss of 8 on the sack as Kirchhoff and Rothschild make the play. And now it'll be 4th down and a chance to punt here once again for Finney. Rothschild and Joel Montgomery each had 3 sacks on the season to lead this team, as the short kick by Finney will bounce and roll, and then it looked like it nearly touched Lambert at the 29-yard line. Casey picked it up. That nearly touched the foot of Sergio Lambert, who didn't see it. And luckily for the Redmen, that did not touch the heel or the foot of Lambert, as Casey downs it at the 28-yard line. That was almost a huge disaster with 10:22 to go in this first half. Redmen will take over at their own 28-yard line. They have a fumble and a couple of punts so far in the contest on 3 first-quarter drives. Wide receiver to the right side is Kugler, and they will try and run it off that left side. A good penetration for the Plainville Cardinals. Stops Atwood for a loss on the play. He was able to get forward progress close to the original line of scrimmage, but he will lose about a yard on the play. It's 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, that second back through play took just a little bit too long to develop, and that's tough to do against a really fast Plainville defense.
2nd down from the 29-yard line after a loss of about a yard on the play. Smith Center will throw it left side for Kugler, who will make the play, make it right side as he will slip a tackle, or actually nearly slip the tackle, but then he's brought down by Dewey here on the near sideline. It's to the left of that Plainville defense, right side of the offense, so they'll get it up to the 36-yard line. So a gain of 7, and it's 3rd down and 3.
That Colby to Kugler combination has been deadly all year for Smith Center, and you think of them as a running team, and they certainly are, but they have added that element to their offense this year, and this puts them at a more manageable 3rd and 3.
With 9:37 to go in this first half, trailing 7-0, it's a quarterback keeper, and Colby tries to submarine forward. He's going to get a great spot. He was short. That happened right in front of us. Looked like he was down, but I think they're going to give him enough for the first down. I mean, that was right in front of us, and he was down, but they're going to give him a huge spot. I mean, it's 4th down and probably a chance to go for it, but it sure looked like Colby was down. He tried to submarine and got upended in the middle of that defense.
And the officials are going to measure this. It'll be pretty close, but it does look a little bit short. And what will Smith Center elect to do if that's the case?
A 9:18 to go here in this first half. 7-0 in favor of the Plainville Cardinals thanks to a defensive score. They'll stretch the chains, and he's short. You're right. He's short by about 2 lengths of the football. I mean, he's well short. I still think he got a pretty good spot by the near side official. With 9:18 to go here in this second quarter, I think if you're Smith Center, you feel like your offense can get you that less than a half a yard. They were already in the huddle and ready to go before the officials had the football spotted, and they'll have to take it to that Plainville sideline, the far sideline. And Smith Center's ready to go.
I think Coach Sass knew that it was short, but there was no doubt that Smith Center in their own territory was going to line up and go for it.
Plainville will load that line with Thompson, Russell, Yost, Weisner, Hovis. Big fellas up front. Redmond will work out of the pistol formation. Casey showing blitz here on a 4th down at about a half a yard. And it will be a fullback dive, and they've got enough for the first down to the 40-yard line. So they pick up 2, only needed about a half yard as Hendricks will carry it for the 3rd time in the contest. That's good enough for a first down.
You know, that's quite a call early in this game, especially with the way that Smith Center plays defense. Probably the best defense overall in Class 1A. But Coach Sass leaning on that big offensive line. First down, Redmond.
Wide receiver is Kugler here to the near side. Ball to the 40-yard line inside Smith Center territory. Second back through. Actually, it's a quarterback keeper off to the left side, and Colby is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and tried to spin off that tackle, but is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Finney, Peyton Rathbun, we talk about how good he's been. No gain that time, and now it's 2nd down and 10.
Well, that fooled me, as Trenton Colby, the senior quarterback, did a great job of faking that. I thought Atwood got it. But a good job by the Plainville defense. No gain.
Colby here on 2nd down and 10 from the 40. Hard counts, and it's a pass right side. Kugler dropped it as they tried to do that little quick swing pass to the right side, and it's incomplete now. It's 3rd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. One thing that the Smith Center quarterbacks all have in common, they hide the football well, and it fools everybody, including us. Big 3rd down coming up here now, though, with the ball at the Smith Center Redmond 40-yard line. Kugler will be the wide receiver to the right side of the formation. Kirchhoff's the tight end to the left as they work out of the shotgun with Colby here out of that pistol formation. It's the counter play right-sided, nearly slipping and losing his footing. In fact, they will say he was down is Shoemaker, the small running back on that counter play, loses 3, and it's 4th down and 13 back to the Smith Center 37-yard line.
Smith Center did not have the snow that other parts of our area got, including Hayes, but they did get some moisture, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, and that field just slightly slick, and you saw that with Shoemaker losing his footing.
Yeah, and kind of icy as well. It's awful cold here as the game moves along, and back to the punter Colby. Here comes pressure, and Plainville nearly got there again as it'll angle away from Finney, who will let the Smith Center Redmond down it right around the 35-yard line, just shy of that 35-yard line. So the Cardinals will take over at their own 30-yard line, leading 7-0. 7.5 to go in this first half. They get a defensive touchdown. That's the difference so far right out of the gate to start this one.
4 offensive possessions for Smith Center. Defensive touchdown scored by Plainville and 3 punts.
Who are the top 2 offenses in the 3A classification as Plainville will start at their own 31-yard line meeting up here, but also 2 pretty good defenses as well. Plainville will send Bren to the near side, 2 wide receivers, in fact, here to the left side, and then 2 wide receivers to the right side with just under 7.5 to go in this opening half. 7-0, Plainville with the lead. Finney looking to pass here on 1st down. He's going to lay it up the numbers right side. It's underthrown, and then coming back and making the play was a Plainville Cardinal on that far sideline. Sergio Lambert in coverage. It's Ben Hansen was the intended receiver on that far sideline, and he took a hard tumble as he was a little slow to get up at 2nd down and 10.
Lambert step for step with him. That was excellent coverage.
First big shot we've seen from the Plainville Cardinals in this football game. Don't really throw a deep ball that often, but that's the big shot we saw. Hansen and Warner the near side here on 2nd down and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Finney will give it to Casey up the middle, and he's got a huge run as Casey nearly rips off a gain of 10. He'll get across the 40, and he does have enough for a 1st down. It's a gain of 11. They just slip him right up the middle, and he's tripped up, but not before Casey picks up 11 on the play.
Casey, one of the bigger backs in Class 1A, but he has a lot more speed than what it looks like he would have. He's got some pretty good moves out there, too, when he gets in the open field. Saw that little spin move and a 1st down for the Cards.
Casey comes in 10th in 2A in rushing yards, and he missed 2 games with that broken hand. Just tells you how dominant he has been and how much they've relied on him. On a 1st down and 10 from the 31, it's Casey again. This time Shelton Rothschild gets a hold of him at the line of scrimmage, and it's a gain of 2 for Casey, a 2nd down and 8.
Shelton Rothschild, 200-pound senior defensive end, one of the Redmen in on that stop, holding Casey to just a yard gain.
Our game brought to you in part tonight by Smith Center Sports Booster Club, Smith & Sons Cattle Company, also brought to you by American Family Insurance agent Bridget Lyon. Here's a big 2nd down now and a short 9 from the 42. 2 wide receivers to each side. Finney, a little play action right side. He hooks up with his receiver and hit immediately is Cody Crawford at midfield. It's a gain of 8, and now it's 3rd down and 3 facing the Cardinals.
Video coverage also brought to you in part by Midland Marketing, now booking for seed and chemical for the 2020 growing season. So we appreciate their sponsorship.
Big 3rd down and 4 from just shy of midfield, and we've got a little bit of movement on the Cardinals here early. So it was 3rd down and 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5 after, or 3rd down and 9 rather, after the 5-yard penalty. 35 penalty yards now on 5 penalties for Plainville Cardinals.
Boy, Jonathan, these have been drive killers. Saw a big penalty on their last drive that really backed them up, and they had to punt, and this puts them into a 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 situation.
Send each 2 wide receivers to each side. As the ball from that right hash. Tennessee will move Casey to the left side of the formation here on 3rd down and 9 from their 44-yard line. Tennessee to pass. He's going to lob it over the middle. It's through the hands of Crawford and incomplete. Crawford, their leading pass catcher in all 3 categories, has that one go through his hands, and it's 4th down now. Shoemaker was in coverage, but probably should have had that one.
Should have had it, yeah. That was a very, very nicely thrown ball by the senior quarterback, Tennessee. Put it right where Crawford was, but he wasn't able to haul it in.
Although easy for me to say, it's a little bit cold. That ball, is cold here this evening. So a break there for the Redmen. As here's a low snap, and Finney was on a knee when he fielded the snap. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Redmen are going to have great field position. A huge mistake. They'll take over at the Plainville 35-yard line. A low snap, and it was fielded by the punter, Finney, on his knee. And so a huge break as Smith Center will have great field position taking over at the Smith Center 35-yard line. You got to remember, Jonas Smith was their snapper. Smith is out in this football game because of that knee injury. And so a break for the Cardinals, or rather for the Redmen, as Cardinals turn it over on downs after the bad snap on the punt. Trailing 7-0, the Redmen will take possession of this football with 5:15 to play here in this first half from the Plainville 35-yard line. This is obviously their deepest penetration into Plainville territory. Quick pitch right side as Griffin Kugler makes the tackle, makes the catch, slipped a tackle of Dewey. But Casey and company pile on, and Kugler picks up just a yard on that quick swing pass to the right side of the formation. Kugler with his...
Dewey will not get credit for that tackle, but he is the one that slowed Kugler down to just a yard gain. Smith Center, with his excellent field position, really needs to do something on this possession.
Inside the Plainville 35-yard line, as they just got a yard on the play with 4:40 and counting first half. Colby out of the pistol formation, wide receiver to the right, and it'll be Jaden Atwood off the right side as he tries to bounce it with a stiff arm at the face of Dewey. He fights forward. He's got a first down. He broke a couple of different tackles. They're going to spot him out of bounds. It looks like at about the 13-yard line, out of gain of 22. That's his biggest run of the ball game at first down for the Smith Center Redmen.
Atwood closing in on 1,600 rushing yards. He is the younger brother of Matt Atwood, an All-State running back, and also Kyler Atwood. And he has had a really, really good senior season, and the Redmen in the red zone.
Get it to the 12-yard line with 4.5 to go here in this first half, trailing 7-0 after the turnover on downs for the Cardinals. They'll try and bounce it with Shoemaker left side, and he slipped a tackle at the line of scrimmage as he used his smaller 5'5" frame to get an extra yard on the play. It's 2nd down and 9 to the 11.
Well, you know, Jonathan, I like the wrestlers, and Shoemaker and Atwood both finished 3rd place in 3-2-1A state last year. Brand new backfield for the Redmen, and they have looked good all season long. Just a yard gain, though, for Shoe.
Out of the 11-yard line, under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, and it'll be, again, Atwood trying to off that right side, and he bounced it back inside. Still fights for extra yards, and he'll get inside the 5-yard line. He broke a couple of different tackles before Ben Hansen brought him down, and that is good enough for a first down as he picked up 9, and it'll be first down and goal from right around the 2-yard line.
Now Smith Center able to get a first down inside the Plainville 5-yard line.
Their fifth first down of the ball game. He goes over already over 50 yards rushing now on 9 carries as Jaden Atwood, and they've got a first down and goal from right around the 3-yard line as Colby works out of the pistol on that hard count, and they will give it off the right side, and Jaden Atwood scores from 3 yards out to make this a extra point difference with 3:29 to play here in this first half. Smith Center trailing now 7-6 on the 2-yard touchdown run from Jaden Atwood.
That was a 5-play drive and a 25-yard scoring drive, 35-yard scoring drive. And Jaden Atwood, the main Redman on that drive, and goes into the end zone untouched. See if Smith Center can tie this up now.
Again, just like the last several years, have two pretty good special teams units. Both kickers have converted on 80% of their extra point attempts. So Sergio Lambert on to attempt the extra point, and just like Parker Crow did in that first quarter, he blasts this one through almost all the way to the track, and we are tied at 7 apiece to get a turnover on a fumble returned for a touchdown by Plainville, and then you get a Plainville turnover on downs on a bad snap fielded by the punter on his knee, and the Smith Center Redmen take advantage. So two big mistakes have eventually led to our two different scores. We're tied at 7.
Yeah, that's really the story of this first half so far. Two teams that have excellent seniors. They're very, very well coached, and mistakes have kind of been the story of this first half as we are tied up at 7 apiece. A rapidly moving first half, just 3:29 left.
Penalties have been an issue in this contest as well, as both of these two teams have had drives stall because of penalties as well. We still have a lot of time left here in this one, but as we figured it would be, tied at 7, it's a tight one here.
Well, we'll see if Plainville can put together a good drive to end the first half. Remember, they should get the football to begin the second half. It'll be their choice.
Our game brought to you in part by Jean's Heartland Foods, Center Monuments. Also brought to you by Farm Implement and Supply, Salt Products LLC, the City of Plainville, Rooks County Health Center, and Mr. K's Food Town. Brought to you by National Farmers Union Insurance, Greg Frank, Alliance Insurance Group, Jones Machinery, Dave's Heating and Cooling, and Insurance Smart in downtown Smith Center as well. 3:29 to go here in our first half. Game tied at 7. Redmond in those home red uniforms with the white numbers ready to kick off. As Lambert has it, they kick from the north to the south, our right to our left as we sit in the Smith Center stands on the home side, and it's a low squib kick that will be fielded by Finnessy. He's one of the up men as he tries to get a block, got one as he'll get it across the 30 and then strings it out across that 35-yard line up to about the 37-yard line, and now we may have a flag here on the near sideline.
He's falling down.
Not sure if one of the Redmen got a hand on the face mask. We'll see. Is the white hat ready to call the, he's going to call targeting on the Smith Center Redmen, and the Smith Center sideline didn't exactly agree with that, and the head official had something to say to the coaching staff, so that'll be a 15-yard penalty. And that's going to help out the Plainville Cardinals. They would have had it at the 33-yard line, and then you add 15 more to that. They're going to have good field position across that 45-yard line.
Well, there it is again, another big penalty, this of the 15-yard variety. 3:21 left in the first half. Plainville with plenty of time to work with, and the ball at their own 47, so good field position. Will Plainville be able to do anything with the ball? They haven't done a whole lot offensively tonight.
It's their best field position, starting field position of the ball game. The previous best was right around their own 40-yard line, as we'll have two wide receivers split to each side, as Finnessy will have Casey in his hip pocket to the left side. On 3:21 to go here in this first half, tied at 7. Finnessy, little read option, and he fumbled the football, and Jaden Atwood dives on it, and there's a fight for it, but Atwood had it, and the Smith Center Redmen on back-to-back turnovers are going to get the football right back inside Plainville territory at the 48-yard line. So the first play of the drive, a read option fumble, and it was a fumble by Finnessy, and Smith Center takes over.
2 months ago, in Smith Center's 40-14 victory over Plainville, the Cardinals turned the ball over 4 times, including a defensive touchdown scored by Smith Center. Here they turn the ball over again on this field, and Smith Center in business with excellent field position and 3:17 to work with.
Each team has a fumble so far in this first half, with 3:17 to play in the first half. 7-7 our score, as the Cardinals scored on a defensive fumble recovery for a touchdown, and then the Smith Center Redmen were able to get onto the board on that 5-play 35-yard drive that was capped off by the 2-yard touchdown run for Jaden Atwood. Atwood now with 15 touchdowns on the season, and it is a 7-all ball game as we get a timeout here on the field, as the momentum on the side of the Smith Center Redmen here. This is a big drive for both teams. As you mentioned, the Cardinals will have the football to start out that second half.
Well, you called it. It was short drive for Smith Center on their last possession, starting at the Plainville 35. This will be another shorter field, starting at the Plainville 48. The winner of this game will face the winner of Jackson Heights and Centralia for the 1A state championship game in Hayes next Saturday afternoon.
Out of the timeout, they'll send Kugler, the wide receiver, to the right side of the formation. Lehman back in. He's the left side tight end. The tight end on that left side as they work from the right side hash with 3:17 to go here in this first half. Colby will give it to the second back through. It's Atwood trying to cut across the formation, and he gets stood up right at the Plainville 45-yard line. So he gets 3 on the play. Yost and Jonas Smith helped, Josh Russell helped to stack him up there after a gain of almost 4 on the play at second down at 6.
And Smith Center will take that. They'll take that at almost any point in the game, but just about 2:50 to work with, so they may try to hurry things up just a bit. Still plenty of time.
From the Plainville 45, wide receiver to the right side of the formation. Atwood, the second back through off that right side, and he is going to be upended as he'll pick up a couple more, maybe 3 on the play to about the 42-yard line. Atwood, or rather one of the linemen, a little bit slow to get up in the bottom beneath that pile as Casey made the tackle. It's third down and about 4.5.
Jaden Atwood does a nice job of following his blockers and finding the holes. And once he finds something, he's got pretty good acceleration and can just squirt through a small opening and get some pretty good yardage.
There's a big third down and 4 from the Plainville 42-yard line as we close in on 2 minutes to go here in the contest. It'll be a quarterback keeper right side for Colby, and he is going to be hit shy of the line of gain. The quarterback, Colby, with the carry, picks up 3. They needed 4. So he's stopped up by Rathbun and company, and now it's 4th down and 1.
Obviously, Smith Center will go for it. Just a minute 45 left.
Kirchhoff, the tight end now, as the sophomore will line up as a tight end, and now they bring the chains across the field, and they want to measure here on 4th down and 1 from the 38-yard line of the Plainville Cardinals. No score at halftime between Norton and Hoisington, as that's at halftime, and a no scoreless game there. Also, quick 1A score update. Centralia leads Jackson Heights 14-0. A
little more snow in Norton than there is here tonight in Smith Center, so weather might be an equalizer in that game. Norton and Hoisington did play in district, and Hoisington easily won that district game.
Yeah, Hoisington took care of business. I've seen a couple of different weather games now at Norton this year. They had a homecoming game that was affected by some rain, and a sloppy game with Minneapolis as well. So we'll keep you up to date on that one. 4th down and a long one from the Plainville 38-yard line. It'll be Atwood right side. No, it's a keeper by Colby, and he won't get there. It is Atwood who kept it as Finnessy, Ben Hansen, and Casey in the backfield. They tried to just run it off that right side. A good penetration up front by the Cardinals on that give off of the second back through. So turnover on downs.
And again, we've seen this a couple of times in the first half where Smith Center has had a couple of opportunities, but the play has just taken a little too long to develop.
First turnover on downs of the game for the Smith Center Redmen. It comes at the Plainville 40-yard line. And with a minute 30 to go in this first half. 7-all our score. Plainville opened the game with a defensive touchdown. A Jade Hatwood 3-yard touchdown has us tied here at 7. That came here in the second quarter. Tennessee out of the shotgun. They're going to run the option right. It's a pitch for Casey. Got a huge block on the right side, and Casey with a big run into into Smith Center territory, all the way to the 41-yard line. He kind of flipped the field on a gain of 19 and a first down.
What Plainville was going to do the rest of this half was to be determined by that play right there. And that's a big gain for Casey and company, now into Smith Center territory. So Plainville's going to go for it now.
To the 41, it's a 108 to go. Now they run the option to the other side. Pitch it for Casey, and he's up into the near sideline. So they tried to go to the option to the left side, and Kugler came up to make the tackle back to the 44-yard line. So they lose 3, and Smith Center, or rather Plainville, will take the timeout here on second down and long from the Plainville 44-yard line. It worked one way, but not the other way. Good play by Kugler here, the corner.
You don't see a lot of missed tackles on Smith Center or Plainville's defense. No matter what the size of the player is, be a 140-pounder or a 240-pounder, these guys just don't miss a lot of tackles.
Kugler played well at that cornerback position all season long. He leads the team in interceptions, has over 60 tackles in his junior season. That's a big play there. So now with what will end up being second down at about 14, we'll see what the Cardinals do. They've got one timeout left, so that's a huge difference with right around a minute left here in this first half. And a 7-7 game, you have to again imagine you are scheduled to receive the kickoff to start the second half, so you wonder how aggressive Coach Stevenson and company will be here with just one timeout and already kind of backed up a little bit, facing a second down and 14. Official talking with the Plainville center, Dakota Yost, and now we're ready to go. On the left hash, Fennessy with Casey to his right out of the shotgun, looking to pass. Pressure coming from the right side. He'll roll to the right. Conrad trying to track him down. Fennessy will throw it late over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was short of his intended receiver. He was looking for Crawford down the field, but it's incomplete at the 32-yard line, and now it's third down and long from the 41-yard line.
And 51 seconds remaining in the first half.
Tennessee 2 of 5, 6 passing now in the contest for 22 yards. Said the completion for 14 yards to Warner, has another completion of 8 yards to Crawford, but that's it in the contest so far. As the crowd here on the near side will again come to life with just under 52 seconds to go in the first half, and a third down and long. They hand it for Casey, and he's going to be tripped up. Great tackle up the field as Conrad made the play, and now a timeout taken as Smith Center got a chance to get this football back.
Nice tackle by Conrad. Got that ankle of Casey and was able to trip him up and bring him down.
Now that senior linebacker made a good play that time. Talking about the talented linebacking crew for the Plainville Cardinals, but you look at this one, Kirchhoff, the young sophomore, along with Sass, the freshman, and Conrad, he's the elder statesman, the senior. We have two really good linebacking crews in this game, and young linebacking crews too.
Yeah, they are probably the two best linebacking crews in 1A. You would think that the winner of this game, whichever team, Smith Center or Plainville, would be a heavy favorite next week in Hayes, but important to win this game and get there. And again, it's the winner of this game will face the winner of Jackson Heights and Centralia. Centralia with a 14-0 lead at last check. Jackson Heights coached by a former Redmond, Caleb Wick. And they have had a really good season.
The Cobras, Jackson Heights Cobras.
Unique mascot, isn't it?
That's maybe the only one in Kansas. Tennessee last time had the low snap. Fielded it on a knee, and that resulted in the touchdown for the Redmen on a couple of plays later. Tennessee, another low snap. He will field this one cleanly. Puts off a really good kick. It'll be Colby back inside right around his 5-yard line as he'll take off to the left side. He's got a couple of blockers. Makes a man miss, slips another tackle. Now tried to reverse field here to the 30-yard line. That's a good return as Trenton Colby with a nice return before Finney made the tackle. There's a Plainville Cardinal who's down on the play right around the 34-yard line. Smith Center will take over at their own 29-yard line. Looks like that Cardinal, not sure if that was Ben Hansen. Pops up though.
Colby even leaped a Cardinal on that good return. Not a lot of time to work with, just 36 seconds.
And they'll take over at their own 38-yard line. They have 2 timeouts though. So we'll see what they decide to do, as it'll be a play-action pass. Colby trying to escape the pressure, and he'll get away. A late pass that is going to be incomplete. Looking for Lehman along that sideline. Yost was in pressure in the backfield. It looked like Hovis and Rathbun back there as well on the incomplete pass with 30 seconds to go now in this first half. Still at the Smith Center 28-yard line. Colby's completed 2 passes for 8 yards. He's 2 of 5 here in the first half. 2 wide receivers, Atwood and Kugler here to the near side. On second down and 10 from the 29. Play action, pressure. Colby is going to slip a tackle. Now steps up trying to throw it deep, and it's a jump ball. Kugler had it and then dropped it. What a good play by Dewey to knock that away at the last second. And now it's third down and 10. I think Atwood, or rather Kugler here to the near side, almost made a great play.
Yeah, he still almost had it. He doesn't drop very many. And Plainville has had a chance the last 2 plays to sack Colby, but just not able to get him down, and he's been able to get the ball off. But third and long now, and the 2-minute offense, which is now a 21-second offense, isn't the regular forte of Smith Center.
They've got 2 timeouts, but they have it at their own 29-yard line. Plainville does have 1 timeout. Smith Center has to get it to their own 39-yard line for a first down. Colby is going to fake the handoff. Pressure from Yost. He'll roll to the side of the field, here to this right side, and Kugler comes back to make the play as Dewey will stop him at the 41. It's just enough for a first down on a gain of 12. And Kugler with his second catch, making his third now, goes for 12 yards on a first down.
So 14 seconds left, 14.8 seconds. And the clock running.
Which, if they didn't signal that there was a timeout.
Coach Sass, assistant coach Hutchinson saying, hey, we called that timeout much earlier.
Like the official here to the near side.
Well, this is going to be big if they decide to put 6 seconds or so back on the clock.
Well, they do give the Redmond the timeouts. They've got it at the Redmond 42-yard line, and now the question is, how much time do they put back on the clock? They did already put some time back on the clock. We'll see if that sticks or not, so we'll see. 7-all our score here, late here in this first half. Early touchdown on defense for the Cardinals, put them up 7-0. They're going to put a little bit of time, it looks like back on the clock. And then this second quarter touchdown for Atwood. Tie the ball game at 7 after the extra point by Lambert.
Video sponsor of this broadcast on HayesPost.com, brought to you in part by Midland Marketing, taking seated chemical bookings for 2020. Thank you to Midland Marketing and all of our sponsors. We didn't lack for sponsors in this game, did we?
No. We know both these towns supports the football and basketball and wrestling around our area and all the other sports as well. So we appreciate everything they do. Here's a big first down with 14.9 seconds to go. That's what they settled on as they will run it. The Redmond will with Atwood, who breaks the tackle. Atwood's going to angle to the left side, trying to escape a man, and he's still fighting for extra yards. They're going to get a first down as he'll get all the way to the Plainville 35-yard line. That's a huge gain on a first down, as that will set him up in good field position with just 5 seconds to go, as they're able to get it all the way to the Plainville 35-yard line. It's a gain of 24 on the play and a first down.
Well, and that's tough for Atwood, who was deciding kind of split second, okay, do I go down right now or do I keep running? And he was finally tackled, but just 5.1 seconds left. Ball on the 29-yard line of Plainville.
It'll be the final timeout taken by the Redmen here this first half. And they'll have it at the Plainville, so they're spot at the Plainville 34-yard line with 5.1 seconds to go. So you have a couple of opportunities. If you can get a quick play to the sideline, you think maybe you go there. Obviously in high school the clock stops with a first down. Well, with 5 seconds to go here in this first half, it's got to be a quick hitter early. And then hope that you get out of bounds. So maybe just see how far Colby can throw it here and maybe get a jump ball from the Plainville 35-yard line. As they'll send Atwood and Kugler to the right side of the formation. Kirchhoff's the tight end to the left, and then two backs to the backfield behind the quarterback, Colby. Could be rather the final play here of this first half from the 35. Colby will drop back. Rathman coming his way. It's underthrown, and it'll be intercepted in the end zone by Casey. And that'll do it. So our first half comes to an end on the interception, tied at 7 apiece. As the Cardinals strike early on defense, gets the fumble recovery for a touchdown, and then after a turnover on downs, Plainville's able to, or rather Smith Center's able to take over in Plainville territory, put together a 5-play drive, and capped it off with the touchdown by Jaden Atwood. So 7-7 our score here at the end of this first half. We'll have our halftime show and the second half after this on 101.9 The Bull.
Qualities that make up a Forged and Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes.
We're back.
Yes!
To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPoach.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love to hear. Eagle Broadband, our community connected.
Glad to see you're back. These are my favorite shorts, and I have no idea what I got on them.
It's just peanut butter. We can get that out.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
There are a lot of qualities that make up a Forged in Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes!
To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPost.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love to hear. Eagle Broadband, our community connected.
Glad to see you're back. These are my favorite shorts, and I have no idea what I got on them.
It's just peanut butter. We can get that out.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
There are a lot of qualities that make up a Forged in Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes!
To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPost.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love to hear. Eagle Broadband, our community connected.
Glad to see you're back. These are my favorite shorts, and I have no idea what I got on them.
It's just peanut butter. We can get that out.
Master Cleaners and Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
There are a lot of qualities that make up a Forged in Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes!
To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join me for Tiger Talk. The program airs Monday evenings at 6 on Tiger Radio Mix 103, but you can also catch it on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesday mornings at 10 and Tuesday evenings at 7, and of course always online at HaysPost.com. We record the program at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, so join us for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network.
I hope that you've signed on for some action because you're going to get it.
Conservation is a global support to the heroes on the front line.
You can love the outdoors and live a healthy lifestyle. And that's the message I try to get out there all the time.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Outdoor Channel. We're wild about adventure.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
With hosted voice from Eagle Broadband, you're in control of the futures for your business phone line. We provide the ring you love to hear. Eagle Broadband, our community connected.
Glad to see you're back. These are my favorite shorts, and I have no idea what I got on them.
It's just peanut butter. We can get that out.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
There are a lot of qualities that make up a Forged in Fire champion, but more than anything, it probably takes...
We're back.
Yes!
To the Forge.
Come on the show, they said. Forge. Press.
Fifth. Finish.
Forged in Fire is back with all new episodes, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
Center, we are tied at halftime as we're just about ready to get this third quarter underway. 7-7 our score. Jonathan Sargard and Mike Holiday back with you as we welcome you back in to Smith Center. Mike, we saw a lot of penalties in that first half that halted offensive drives. What adjustments do you want to see? We'll start with the Cardinals, who will have the football first. What do you got to see from them in that second half?
Well, I think on this possession, they need a sustained drive, and they need to get the ground game going. We saw a couple of big runs in the first half from Jarrett Casey, but it seemed like Casey would gain 9 yards and then Smith Center would hit him for a 2-yard loss, and they just were not able to put together anything long and sustained. So a long drive, whether they score or not, would be beneficial for Plainville. But for the Plainville Cardinals, you know, they were blown basically off this field the last 2 years in sub-state. They're tied up 7-7, so they are right in this game, and I imagine that's what was talked about at halftime. Hey guys, we are right in this thing. We're tied up instead of being down by 20 points or so like they have been the last 2 years up here.
How about the Smith Center Redmond? They found a little bit of rhythm offensively. Jaden Atwood with a good first half. What do you got to see from them in the second half?
I think they're going to go to the air a little bit more more than they did in the first half, too. They found a little something there with Colby to Kugler, so we'll see how much they implement the pass in the second half. But it is Smith Center, and a heavy dose of Jaden Atwood should continue in the second half.
Atwood, the second leading rusher in Class 1A, has really been a key part of this. Made a couple of defensive stops, but big on that rushing attack, including the 3-yard touchdown. So our game tied here at 7. As we mentioned, the Cardinals won the toss, deferred to the second half. So we'll see what the Cardinals have in store for our third quarter. Winner gets the winner of Jackson Heights and Centralia. And again, early in that third quarter, Jackson Heights trails Centralia 22-0. We know that there's a good matchup between Hoisington and Norton going back and forth, though. We checked in on that and still trying to get a score update, but there was a couple of turnovers and a couple of big plays in that one. So we'll keep an eye on that one as we try and move along here in this matchup this evening. So again, we'll keep you up to date on that score once we get it, as well as they're back into the third quarter. They were scoreless at halftime, with the winner advancing to Salina to take on Nemaha Central or Riley County. County trying to get back there with a loss to Phillipsburg a year ago. Of course, Norton trying to get there, something they haven't done in quite a while. They had struggled a little bit to make deep runs in the playoffs, but have really bounced back in Class 2A this year as well.
Well, they sure have, and both these teams knocked Norton off early in the year. Smith Center beat them 48-18. Plainville came away with a 29-22 victory early in the season. Norton has put together some really nice things, though, in the postseason, and isn't it something that all of those really good Norton teams with Jace Reuter as their quarterback never made it this deep into the playoffs? So Norton with a chance at a 2A state championship game appearance.
Still scoreless in the third quarter between the two teams, as we got a scoreboard update for you. So that one's been a good one, back and forth. You know that Norton was driving inside of Hoisington territory the last time we checked. As Sergio Lambert has it teed up, he'll kick it from our right to our left, from the south to the north. Here's a little squib kick that is picked up inside the 20-yard line by Casey, trying to run off that left side, and he's stacked up, nowhere to go at the 20-yard line. They'll say he got to the 21 before he is stacked up on the play by Jake Sass, the young linebacker who's made some big plays in this one, as he stops Casey right near the 20-yard line, and that's where the Cardinals will start out this second half.
Last week, Inman behind the 8-ball early on as Casey took the opening kick all the way back for a touchdown, but Smith Center had that kickoff return stopped.
2 wide receivers to each side. First play of the second half, play action. Finney rolling. He'll throw it late to the left side. He's got his freshman Kyle Warner, who will spin out of bounds. Warner is able to pick up a gain of about 13 on first down, as they will move the chains across the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Well, there you go. Nice play by the Cardinals. Nice pitch and catch from Finney, and maybe he will look to get something going through the air in the second half.
Finney completes his third of 7 attempts here in this game for 35 yards. Kyle Warner had 3 catches for 57 yards a week ago. Now 2 catches in this one. Here's a little read option. Keep it by Finney as he's got the first down. Finney with a good gain as he picks up to the Plainville Cardinal 42-yard line 10. He took it right up the middle before he was hit in the hole by Colby and company, but Finney rips off a gain of 10. It's back-to-back first downs.
That read option is so deadly for the Plainville offense, and Finney really has a high second gear.
You feel like if they're going to be competitive or win this football game, he has to have a huge second half after just having 16 rushing yards in the first half. 3 wide receivers right here on first down and 10 from the 42. Pressure in his face. He tried to spin away from it, and he'll go nowhere. Joel Montgomery beat Hovis right off the offensive line on the snap, and Finney loses 3 on the play. It's second down and 13.
Yeah, Jonathan, that was another slightly high snap, and I think it was just high enough to throw off Finney's rhythm. So look for that here in the second half. They've got to do a better job of these snaps. Get the ball down just a little bit. because it just seems to be throwing Finney off a tick.
Second down and 13, under 11 minutes to go here in this opening drive of the third quarter. And again, penetration up front. Rothschild, Jaden Atwood in the backfield, and now the Cardinals are going backwards. It's third down and 15 after back-to-back negative plays with 10:30 to go here in the third quarter.
And this drive started out with 2 big first downs. And now Smith Center can tee off on 3rd and long.
Injury to Charlie Timmons has them shuffled up front, but man, this defense is good up front. Atwood, Spiess, Rothschild, Montgomery, they have all been key on this defensive possession. Third down and 15 from the 37. Snap back to Finney, rolling right, looking to throw, throws off his back foot, and it's intercepted. It's taken away by Kirchhoff at midfield, and he will return it to the Plainville 45-yard line. It ends up being the 3rd turnover, 2 plus a turnover on downs for Finney in this game, and Smith Center's got it at the Plainville 45-yard line.
Turnovers plaguing Plainville in their first game 2 months ago here in Smith Center. And there's another Finney interception, and that interception in part caused by the pressure by Smith Center.
Another good opportunity here for the Redmen as they take over at the Smith Center, or at the Plainville 45-yard line. Smith Center on first down, right up the middle as they slip it to the first back through, and the fullback with as Hendricks was able to get it down to the 39-yard line. So Hendricks picks up 6 on his first carry of the second half.
That's a good gain on first down. Again, 5 yards officially. Smith Center will take that nearly every time.
They'll get it to the 45 of the Plainville Cardinals, and left side this time trying to run it with Atwood, and he's stacked up by Casey after a gain of about a yard on the play, and now it's third down and a long 3.
Daxton Hovis, the defensive end, we haven't called his name and number very much, but he was in on that stop as well, grabbing the ankles of Jaden Atwood.
Smith Center took over at the Plainville 45-yard line. Now it's third down here and about 2.5, call it 3 yards. Cardinals will load the line here on third down, and movement up front. And the left side of that Smith Center line moved, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Redmen. Kirchhoff, the person, he was the linebacker who got the interception, is called for a false start as he was lined up a tight end on that left side.
And again, penalties and turnovers continuing to be the theme of this game.
4th penalty for 40 yards now in the game for the Smith Center Redmen, and they will move back to the 43-yard line following the 5-yard penalty. Colby, play action, right side. Kugler's got it on that right side, and he'll be wrapped up, able to get to the 41-yard line, so just a gain of 2 before Dewey rode him out of bounds. And now it's 4th down and 6.
And offensively for Smith Center, 3rd and 8 is so different than 3rd and 3. And now they've got a 4th and 5, and it looks like they'll go for it.
8:19 to play here in the third quarter. Our game tied at 7. 4th down and 5, ball at about the Plainville 41-yard line. Have to get it to the 35. Colby will work out of the pistol, 3 backs behind it. Play action, Colby looking right. He's going to throw it, and it is coming back and making the catch, and we're going to see no signal on that far sideline. And they're saying it's caught on the left sideline and enough for a first down. Well, now that they say it's incomplete.
Well, yeah, I thought the referee had signaled a catch.
I thought he did too, but it's going to be a turnover on down, so it's incomplete. Good coverage by Dewey again on that left side. Well, I did make a definitive signal over there. We got help from the Plainville sideline to tell what actually transpired over there on that far sideline. We were shielded a little bit, so it's a turnover on downs. And a break for the Cardinals as Plainville will get it back as they take over from their own 40-yard line. KC is going to get wrapped up for little or no gain.
Smith Center again turning it over on downs. That is the second time that they have created a turnover defensively and had excellent field position offensively, and were not able to do anything with it.
after the interception thrown in the last possession. Plainville facing second down and 10 from their own 40. Game tied at 7. Here's a second down play. Casey will go in motion out of the shotgun, and rolling right is Finney looking for some running room, and he's up in it as he dives across the 48 to about the 42-yard line. The Smith Center Redmond defense sets up a third down at about 9, 3rd and 8. They have really pinned their ears back and started to come here.
They have. They are flying to the football. And 3rd and long again for this Plainville offense, and they have struggled on this down this evening.
2 wide receivers split to the right side of the formation, 2 to the left side as they work from the 41-yard line. It's 3rd down and 9. Tied at 7. Finney play action, pumps with a man in his face, now backpedals. He's going left, he's got pressure in his face, escapes the pocket again to the left side, and making the catches, Casey, as he's got enough for the first down. I don't know how Finney got away. He made 3-man miss in the backfield, and then Casey just reached out with that big old paw and pulled it in. It's a gain of 13 and a first down.
I don't think Finney just threw that ball up for grabs either, or just tried to get rid of it really quickly. I believe that he knew that he was going to Casey. So an excellent job by Finney of just hanging in there in the pocket despite being under tremendous pressure.
Made a number of defenders miss in the backfield, was able to spin away, spot him all the way to the Redmond 48-yard line. Under 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. 2 wide receivers to each side, a little underneath handoff, and hit again is Casey. He won't get anything, in fact loses a bunch of yards, almost 5 on the play. They tried a little counter play, and Sheldon Rothschild has been huge in this game. It's a loss of 5 at 2nd 15.
Casey had a little success on the ground early in this game, but he has not been able to get a whole lot going since maybe about a couple of minutes into the second quarter. Smith Center has really keyed on him.
Redmond with a second down here and 14 after a great play defensively. They say just a loss of 4 on the play, but Rothschild leading the way. Here's a second down play from the 48. Finney will roll right, throws off balance, has a man. It's Hansen who was able to keep his toes in along the sideline and make the play. The sophomore Ben Hansen down to the 42-yard line. So Hansen will get a chunk of that yardage back. He gets 9 on the play, and now it's 3rd down and 5.
Well, Hansen did something there in the defensive backfield of Smith Center, made some sort of a move to get him wide open, and it's 3rd and manageable.
The Smith Center 42. Bryn will be the wide receiver to the right side of the formation. He had a touchdown a week ago. 3 wide receivers to the left. It's 3rd down and a short 5. Call it long 4. Finney out of the shotgun, rolling to his left. Casey will lead the way. He throws it late. Hansen is open again, and Ben's got the first down as he will just set down at the 32-yard line, pick up 10 as they'll move the chains.
Hansen has been big in this game offensively and defensively. He has Plainville's only touchdown, the defensive scoop and score on Smith Center's first possession of the game.
To the 31-yard line as they move the chains again. 5.5 to go here in this third quarter. Our game is tied at 7, but the Plainville Cardinals are driving now with 3 wide receivers to the right side of the formation. They moved Casey to the left hip pocket of Finney, who takes a long time to look over to the sidelines. 1 wide receiver is Bryn to the left side of the formation. And now, as the play clock winds down, Finney is going to take it to the short side of the field, the left, as Finney's got a couple of blocks, leaps a defender. He's got the first down as they'll move the chains again inside the 20 down to the 18 on a gain of 14.
That is a play that has worked so well for Plainville all year long, just a simple quarterback keeper. Finney hasn't done that a lot in this game, so it was about time that he hit that for the big play. And that's what happened, and Plainville with their best offensive possession of the game.
Out of the 20-yard line, I have to give a lot of credit. It's actually down to about the 18. A lot of credit to Bryn, the wide receiver, who was blocking. As they'll work out of the shotgun here on first down. It'll be Casey with the carry, and Casey's going to be hit by Montgomery for no gain. He maybe fell forward back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. That has not been there. As they'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it from the 18-yard line, 19-yard line.
Joel Montgomery, the defensive end, he's a senior, all MCL selection last year. One of the better defensive ends in 1A, has been quiet defensively tonight until that play.
He bounced to the outside and playing that defensive end since early on in the season. Here's a second down and long 9. Snap back to Finney. He's got a block from Casey. Left side as he'll cut off that block and get close to the line of gain again. As coming up to make the play on that far sideline. A couple of different Smith Center Redmond. Rothschild was in the area. Sergio Lambert as well. As they'll say he's about 2 yards shy. He picks up, call it 3 yards shy. He picks up 7. Big 3rd down and 3 now coming up.
9th play of the drive upcoming, a drive that began at the Plainville 40-yard line, their best drive of the night.
And the clock winding with under 3:50 to go here in this 3rd quarter, tied at 7. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Finney will take the snap, running left again. Casey with the block. Finney trying to get to the corner, and he's in for the touchdown. That whole time on the last couple of plays, they've ran off that left side. Bryn and Casey led the way for Finney, and it's a 13-7 lead for the Plainville Cardinals on the touchdown run for Jordan Finney. Finney continues a nice string of a nice little string of touchdowns on the season. He's had at least 1 rushing touchdown in now 12 straight contests as he puts his team up 13-7 with 3:38 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
All important extra point upcoming for the Cardinals.
Parker Krob kicking from the north to the south. Finney's the holder and gets a good hold down, but it's blocked. Coming through and making the block, Griffin Kugler. We saw blocked extra points in the blocked field goal a week ago in that Plainville-Inman game play big dividends. That block by Kugler, you have to put an asterisk next to that with 3:38 to go. That could come back and be a huge play as we still have 3 minutes to go, almost 3.5 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter and the whole 4th quarter remaining.
Well, Plainville needed to put together a good drive, and they did just that. And they regain the lead 13-7. They led early 7-0 on a defensive touchdown. Smith Center coming back with an Atwood touchdown to tie things up at 7 apiece. And Finney scores a touchdown, but the extra point blocked, and it's 13-7 with 3:38 left in the 3rd.
Finney with that touchdown run. Trying to make up for a couple of turnovers that he's had in this contest. Had that mistake on the punt as well. Norton scores to lead Hoisington 7-0 early in the 4th quarter. So there's your scoreboard update from just down the road there in Norton. Mike mentioned it earlier. That was a dominating performance by Hoisington in that district game earlier this season, but Norton hanging tough, leading 7-0.
38-7, I believe, was the final score.
It was close for a little bit, but Hoisington was able to pull away like they've done all year long.
Hoisington reaching sub-state last year, and they lost in Phillipsburg to the eventual champion Panthers.
Casey puts a good left foot into this one. It'll be Colby inside his 15-yard line. Fakes the handoff, going to take it to the right side, trying to get behind that wall, and he, with a flag on the play, is able to get across the 25. But the flag will be right around the 26-yard line.
Well, this will be a hold or a block in the back on Smith Center. That'll back him up.
Yeah, got to pin them deep inside. Leave their own, well, it'll be inside their own 20-yard line. Depends on, there's 2 different flags. Not sure if the officials both saw the same play or if they saw the play at the 20-yard line. It looks like they will spot it from the 20-yard line. They never signaled our way what the penalty was. They just walked to the ball back.
Block in the back, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what it looked like from the 10-yard line. Well, at least it was quick enough that we missed it over here on the near side. So 13-7, 3.5 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Plainville on top as they get their first offensive touchdown, and now the Smith Center Redmond will go to work as they will work it with Atwood, who slips a tackle at the line of scrimmage and try to fight forward with a flag coming in. Casey got a hold of the jersey and shoulder pad of Atwood and ripped him down, and then a flag coming here on the near sideline at the 15-yard line. Make it the 15-yard line after a gain of 5. You can't really be a horse collar, and if you didn't pull him down by his helmet, they say face mask. So he must have got him on the helmet. So personal foul penalty. So Atwood will pick up 5, and then you add the 15 because of the personal foul penalty, and another Smith Center first down, their 8th of this contest. Penalty also now the 5th for 50 yards called on the Plainville Cardinals. 3:20 and counting, third quarter. Wide receivers to the right side of the formation, and they will slip it to the fullback, and Hendricks is able to get across the 30-yard line before Ben Hansen brings him down after a gain of just 2 on the play.
Nate Hendricks with a career game last week against Sedgwick. 36 carries, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Out to the 32-yard line on second down and 8. Colby is going to run the counter play for Shoemaker right side as he's got the edge and a huge run as Hansen will bring him down, but not before he picks up 13 on the play as he'll get across that 45, or rather the 40-yard line and up to about the 43-yard line. Shoemaker on his 6th carry is able to get to that sideline and then move the chains again on a first down or counter play.
He's got a lot of speed. You just need to get him in space.
13-7, 2:25 to count and counting here in this third quarter. Plainville leads Smith Center. Redmond looking to answer back as it'll be a quarterback keeper. Colby cut it back up inside, and Colby was hit pretty hard as KC brought him down. Dakota Yost got in there as well. But Colby picks up 5 on first down, sets him up second down.
That's a nice run by Colby, but man, there's some hitting going on by those linebackers and safeties of Plainville.
After the gain of 5 to the 48, Colby with 17 yards on 6 carries. They really haven't asked him to do that a whole lot. Had 143 yards on 7 carries a week ago, but really today hasn't really carried the football a whole lot. He's going to throw it right side on a quick swing pass, and Kugler makes a man miss and will get inside Plainville territory. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 45. That was going to be all the way down inside the Plainville 40-yard line, but they say Kugler stepped out of bounds at the 45, so he picks up 10, but they still move the chains.
And this may indeed be Smith Center's best drive of the evening, a drive that began at their 13-yard line, 5th play of the drive upcoming.
From the 45-yard line inside Cardinal territory, it'll be the second play here of this, or rather the first play of the first down, and handoff as Cale Dobson was able to wrap up the ball carrier Atwood off of that left side. Dobson, one of those outside linebacker defensive end types, and no gain for Atwood.
Well, Jared Casey, who has struggled at times offensively, is in on seemingly every tackle defensively. He was right there again on Jaden Atwood.
1 minute and 5 seconds to go here in this third quarter. And Smith Center's driving again as Atwood will get it off of the right side. And Atwood is shy of the 40-yard line up to about the 41 before he's brought down by, again, Casey after a gain of 4. He's just couple of yards shy of going over 100 yards once again. He has 98 yards on 17 carries. And now a big third down coming up as the Plainville faithful on the far sideline comes to life with 35 seconds and counting here in this third quarter on a 3rd down and 6 from the Plainville 42-yard line, 41-yard line. Colby with a wide receiver and Kugler to the right side. Hard count. Plainville nearly came off sides, almost did again. And now they will snap it back to the quarterback, Colby. He's going to keep it right side with pressure in his face, and he won't get there. That looked like a broken play as Finnessy cleaned it up. Colby got him right at the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down and 6. And that'll be the final play here of the third quarter. Smith Center will have a decision to make as we begin the fourth quarter. Have it 4th down and 6 from the Plainville 41-yard line, trailing by 6, 13-7 as we start the fourth quarter in 1 minute on 101.9 The Bull. 1019 The Bull and HaysPost.com are brought to you in part by Astra Insurance Services, Mapes & Miller CPAs, Thomas Carpenter, Tarps Unlimited, Wilkins Manufacturing, Plainville Insurance Agency, agents Paul Gross, Karen Hageman, and Justin Casey, and Crawford Supply. Also brought to you by Guarantee State Bank, Midwest Family Health of Smith Center and Plainville, Landmark Implements, Maxwell Welding and Repair, and Schoen Fumigation. Playoff football on 1019 The Bull is also brought to you in part by First State Bank of Plainville, the Plainville Recreation Commission, Krob Trenching, Plainville Shortstop, and the Cardinal Drive-In. Tom's Machine and Welding Service, All Above Care Clinic, 193 Lanes and Cafe in Stockton, the Pizza Hut of Plainville, Roy Construction, Julie Coleman Photography, Next Tech Wireless, and Solid Rock Construction. This is Plainville Cardinal at Smith Center Redmond Playoff Football from 1019 The Bull and HaysPost.com. Smith Center Redmond and Plainville Cardinal Playoff Football on 1019 The Bull and HaysPost.com are brought to you in part by Astra Insurance Services, Mapes & Miller CPAs, Thomas Carpenter, Tarps Unlimited, Wilkins Manufacturing, Plainville Insurance. 7 Plainville with the lead. A big fourth down coming up. 4th down and 6 from the Plainville 41. It's play action. Colby looking to pass. He's going to be thrown down. Peyton Rathman comes away with the sack on 4th down. And the Plainville Cardinals will get it back as the senior linebacker Rathman forces a turnover on downs. And Plainville will get it back, leading by 6 at 13-7.
I have been really surprised that Smith Center, as good as their defense has been all season long, has elected to go for it on 4th down on their last 2 possessions. And now Plainville with excellent field position, and they go up by 2 possessions. It's going to be tough to come back on them.
Peyton Rathman with his team-high 7th sack of the season, had 6 prior to that one. They'll take over at the Smith Center 47-yard line. Finney works out of the shotgun. High snap. He's going to take it right on the quarterback sweep. Got a block from Casey. Now cuts it up across the 40 and is going to get a nice gain to the 39-yard line. He picks up 8 on 1st down, just running off of that right side. Big 2nd down. Quick scoreboard update. Hoisington leads Norton 8-7 in the 4th quarter. So a good one going on there. And we are moving along here on a gain of 8 by Finney. He's over 70 yards rushing. Has that touchdown back in that quarter, 3rd quarter that gave them the lead, and now 13-7. And he's got a 2nd down and 8 from the Redmond 39-yard line. 3 wide receivers left of the formation, and it's a handed off to Casey right up the middle, and Casey submarines for enough for a 1st down. Shelton Rothschild makes the tackle, but it is a gain of 3 and a 1st down for the Cardinals, their 10th of the ball game.
Well, 2nd and short is 2 yards or so, which is what Plainville had on that last play. That is a luxury that every team would like to have. If Plainville could continue to get good yardage on 1st down, boy, that is huge.
After making the tackle on that last play, Rothschild comes out of the game. Finney will work out of the shotgun. 10:35 and counting, and play action. Looking to roll to his right now. Finney late throws it at the feet of a defender, as looked like he was trying to find Hanson on that left side, but he threw it at the feet of a defender. That was into coverage, and it now brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Smart play by Finney. Don't force anything. He has an interception in this game.
Kirchhoff, the linebacker, was the one who came away with that interception on a fantastic play over the middle, but the Cardinals defense was able to hold. 13-7 after the sack. And a 1st down on this drive. Plainville trying to keep it going here on a 2nd down and 10. They're going to run it to the left side. It's with Finney. Finney got a block, and then a late flag came in. That's going to be a block in the back here on the near sideline. It was one of the wide receivers. Finney got all the way to the Smith Center 22-yard line. It would have been a gain of 15 on the play. But one of the young wide receivers here on the near sideline is going to get called for a block in the back.
And that's unfortunate for Plainville. That block in the back was not necessary. Finney would have had enough for the first down on his own.
I don't know if that was Hansen, but it was one of the young wide receivers here on this near sideline, and it moves it back to the 49-yard line. And yeah, you're right. They didn't need it. Casey had set the edge, and Finney used his speed, but the penalty will back them just onto the Smith Center side of midfield. 3 wide receivers to the right here on a second down and almost 22 from the 49-yard line. 13-7, Plainville with the lead. Finney rolling to his right, looking to throw. He'll sling it down the field, has his man caught on the left side. It's Ben Hansen who will make the play to the 32-yard line. Is where he stepped out of bounds, gain of 17. Just a little short comebacker, and now sets him up third down and manageable. Third and about 7.
Yeah, gets a lot of that yardage back. But really kind of a big down for Plainville. You would think that they, if they don't convert, would go for it on fourth down, kind of in that no man's land inside the 35 of Smith Center.
10:05 to go in the ball game. 13-7. Plainville leads Smith Center. They've got it at the Redmond 32 on a third down and 6. Hard count. Finney's going to roll to his left. Get a block from Casey and nearly got tripped up at the 30. Finney stays on his feet and he's got close to a first down. They just ran it to the left side, and we've got an injured Smith Center Redmond here on the near sideline. Finney also was a little bit slow to get up. We'll see where they spot this. He needed 6. And it's awful close. They're taking a peek, and they're going to measure. This is awful close. Finney now over 75 yards rushing on 13 carries.
And how about this? Plainville able to overcome 2nd and 22.
I think that's Jaden Atwood here on the near sideline, and he got kind of bent over awkwardly, and they're taking a look at that knee. Meanwhile, they stretched the chains out, and they didn't get it. They're about a couple of chain links short. So it'll be fourth down for the Cardinals, but this place is just, you can hear a pin drop at this point with Atwood down.
Well, Atwood is arguably the most valuable player on this Smith Center team, and he is in a lot of pain.
And taking a look at that left knee, and it's not only next week and the rest of this game, it's also how important is he for everything they do in the winter, and a very talented wrestler as well.
Yeah, Smith Center ranked preseason wrestling number 1 in 3-2-1A. Atwood, a third-place finisher last year.
Extremely talented part of this Smith Center Redmond team. They still are taking a look at that knee of Atwood. While they do that, we could probably go ahead and step aside for a quick 1-minute timeout. Let's do that. We still got a lot of time left here on this one as they take a look at Jaden Atwood. We've got 10:02 to go here on this one. We're back in 1 minute on 101.9 The Bull.
Agents Paul Gross, Karen Hageman, and Justin Casey, and Crawford Supply. Also brought to you by Guarantee State Bank, Midwest Family Health of Smith Center and Plainville, Landmark Implements, Maxwell Welding and Repair, and Schoen Fumigation. Playoff football on 101.9 The Bull is also brought to you in part by First State Bank of Plainville, the Plainville Recreation Commission, Krob Trenching, Plainville Shortstop, and the Cardinal Drive-In. Tom's Machine and Welding Service, All Above Care Clinic, 193 Lanes and Cafe in Stockton, the Pizza Hut of Plainville, Roy Construction, Julie Coleman Photography, Next Tech Wireless, and Solid Rock Construction. This is Plainville Cardinal at Smith Center Redmond Playout Football from 101.9 The Bull and HaysPost.com. Smith Center Redmond and Plainville Cardinal Playoff Football on 101.9 The Bull and HaysPost.com are brought to you in part by Astra Insurance Services, Mapes & Miller CPAs, Thomas Carpenter, Tarps Unlimited, Wilkins Manufacturing, Plainville Insurance Agency, agents Paul Gross, Karen Hageman, and Justin Casey, and Crawford Supply. Also brought to you by Guarantee State Bank, Midwest Family Health of Smith Center and Plainville, Landmark Implements, Maxwell Welding and Repair, and Schoen Fumigation. Playoff football on 101.9 The Bull is also brought to you in part.
This fourth quarter, it's 13-7 in favor of the Plainville Cardinals. As Atwood needed some help here on the near sideline, we'll take keep an eye on him. It's Hairsnape Colton who will come in on that defensive line in place of him. It's fourth down and short. Snap back to Finnessy as he's going to follow a block from Casey, and he almost didn't get there. He tried to sneak the football out and get the first down, and I don't think he got there. He needed about a half a yard if he puts his foot in the ground and cuts up off the block if Casey gets a first down, but now I don't think he got there. He didn't get there, and the officials are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, you thought maybe when he outstretched that arm that he was able to get it, but I think he is going to be short.
Well, now it looked like they were moving the chains and going to let Smith Center take over, but yeah, they stretch it. He didn't get there. In fact, might have lost a little bit on the play. He had plenty of room for a first down if he just decides to go upfield. Instead, he decided to cut it to the right side, and as Mike said, he did stick that football out, but didn't get any help from the official who spotted him right where he was stretched down. So a big play there, a turnover on downs.
Well, the $100,000 question is, how is the Smith Center offense going to look without their best player, Jaden Atwood, who is out with a knee injury?
Yeah, he doesn't even have shoulder pads anymore. It'll be a quarterback keeper for Colby. Started to the right side, and now he's going to get to the left side, and it's a foot race. Colby into the open field trying to outrun the Plainville defense, and he gets shoved out of bounds onto the track as he took a hard spill out of bounds onto the track. And he kind of was a little bit slow to get up, but then popped back up. See where they spot him out of bounds. Not sure if, thought there was a flag on that far sideline, but it just maybe tape or towel or something, but a huge gain. They spot him out of bounds at the Plainville 38-yard line.
Well, this team has responded well after the Atwood injury with a big stop on 4th and short, and then a big run on first down, and the Redmen now at the 39-yard line of Plainville.
It's a gain of 36 on the play. Hendricks slides to the right tailback position and Sass is the fullback. It'll be a play action. Colby looking to throw right side. Kugler's got the catch. Kugler slips a tackle as he'll fight for inside the 10-yard line, and a huge gain as they'll get it down to the 10. It's a gain of 29 it'll be a gain of 30 inside the 10. As Ben Hansen saved a touchdown on Griffin Kugler making the catch as Kugler holds in his 6th pass catch of the ball game. Spot him all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Third play of the drive upcoming. This drive started at the Smith Center 27. They are down to the 7-yard line of Plainville, 1st and goal.
13-7, Plainville with the lead. The momentum is back on the Redmond side. Handed off right side. It is Hendricks who tries to get for the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. 9:32 to play here in this fourth quarter. After the injury to Atwood, they put together a touchdown drive and score on the 7-yard touchdown run from Hendricks. And now it is 13-all with 9:32 to play here in this fourth quarter.
3 plays, 73-yard touchdown drive for Smith Center, looking to take their first lead of the game. Plainville missing their extra point. In fact, it was blocked on their last touchdown possession.
And it'll be Sergio Lambert on to attempt the extra point, and he drills it through, and it is 14-13 with 9:32 to go in the ball game in favor of the Smith Center Redmen as they rally with a touchdown drive after the injury to Jaden Atwood. What a huge answer and the momentum on the Smith Center sideline now.
You know, how tough is that when one of your best players goes down? You know, how does the rest of the team respond? And Smith Center could not have responded any better.
Hendricks scores a touchdown. He had 3 a week ago. And then the extra points, the ever important extra point was through the uprights to make it 14-13 with 9:32 to go in this one. And this one has not disappointed so far. The winner advancing to next week, next Saturday, to take on either Centralia or Jackson Heights. We knew that it was a big lead for Centralia. So we'll see if we can get another score update for you on that one.
Just seconds left in the Norton game, and Norton up 10-8.
6.2 seconds to go on a field goal from Jordan Wallmeyer.
How about the Blue Jays if they make it into 2A state in Salina? That would be an excellent story.
We'll keep an eye on that. For all intents and purposes, it looks like we have, there it is. They just announced over the, now they say about 8 seconds left. So we'll keep an eye on that. They had for a moment announced over the PA system that it was a Norton victory, but they have the lead. Here's a little slow squib kick picked up by Casey, as Casey will just run right up the middle, and Casey gets across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. As the Cardinals now will take over with 9:25 to go here in the ball game, down 1 at 14-13, and they have it at their own. See where they do spot it just across the 35-yard line, so up to the 37-yard line.
Good starting field position for Plainville, down by a point. No penalties on this possession. That's going to be key for the Cardinals.
They'll send 3 wide receivers to the left side of the formation. Casey and Finnessy in the backfield. They slip it to Casey, try to bounce it off that right side, and he's going to be spun down. He nearly broke the tackle. Instead, Jacob Conrad made a good play on Casey right at the line of scrimmage for a gain of about a half yard, maybe no gain on the play.
Jacob Conrad has come up huge defensively tonight for Smith Center.
Casey now with 49 yards on 15 carries. He came in with over 1,200 yards on the season. 2 wide receivers to each side. 8:45 to go in the contest. 2nd down and 10. Finnessy looking to pass. He'll just dump it over the middle. Casey's open, makes the catch, slips a tackle. He's got the first down, and now close to midfield to the 49. He picks up 12 yards. As they'll move the chains on the first down. Finnessy at 96 yards passing now, as he's completed 8 of 14.
Casey's had a hard time finding anything going on the ground, so Finnessy finds him through the air.
2 wide receivers again to each side as they move the ball just shy of midfield. 8:15 to go here in this 4th quarter. And we're going to get a false start on the Smith Center, or rather on the Plainville Cardinals. 14-13. Smith Center with the lead. Cardinals with 70 yards now of penalties on 7 penalties. 0.6 seconds to go in Norton. Norton leads. And that one is just about over. The Blue Jays on a field goal by Jordan Wallmeyer are headed, looks like, to the state title game in Salina next week. When we get a final, we'll update you on that, but it's all but over. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Plainville sideline. It's their first time out of the second half, and it comes with 7:50 to go here in this 4th quarter. They trail by 1 at 14-13.
Plainville a little frustrated by having to call that timeout. And down in the 4th quarter, timeouts can be very precious. And their offense almost feels like they wasted one there.
Yeah, 10-8, our final score there in Norton. The Blue Jays will eliminate the Hoisington Cardinals in Class 2A. First time they've been to the state title game since 1990. So the upset there in Class 2A. And Norton, after everything that they went through this year, kind of really struggled. You knew they would be better. They returned 9 guys on offense, 10 guys that started on defense from a year ago. You knew that they would be good, but after losing 38-7 in district play to Hoisington, that's a huge comeback.
A lot of athletes on that team, but Hoisington just steamrolled them earlier this season. Hoisington led by one of the best players in the state in Wyatt Pettigo, but it's Norton advancing.
2 wide receivers to each side. First down at 15 from the 45. Finney to throw right side, and it's intercepted for the second time. Finney has the interception. It's taken away by Griffin Kugler. Kugler starts here to the near side into Plainville territory and will be wrapped up at the 46-yard line. Kugler jumped the passing route on that right side. Finney has thrown his second interception. Kugler with his third of the year, and he returns it to the Plainville 45-yard line.
Finney has had a wonderful season and a great career, but he does have a penchant for turning the ball over from time to time, his second interception.
His third turnover, plus he turned it over on downs on a low snap, which he fielded on a knee. With 7:38 to go here in the fourth quarter. Handed off for Sass, who's going to be driven back. Jake Sass, the young freshman fullback, is in there. Is Jaden Atwood down with that knee injury, and they've shuffled that backfield around. Sass was stood up for no gain. As the clock will wind with 7:20 to go here in this fourth quarter.
Smith Center losing Aaron Moss, the first game of the season, to an injury. And also Charlie Timmons, big offensive lineman, a few weeks back.
Second down and 10. Fake it again on that second back through with Shoemaker, and he will pick up a yard before he's smothered by Ben Hansen. Actually get him 3 yards. He kind of submarine forward for a gain of a couple more, and now a big third down coming up with 6:45 to play in the ball game. Third down and 7 facing the Redmen.
Look for Griffin Kugler on 3rd and long. He just made the interception, and he's made some big catches in this game.
He'll be a wide receiver to the right side. It's 3rd down and 7 from the 47, and they will hand it off to Hendricks, and he's stopped in the backfield. Good pressure, as this time one of the defensive linemen looked like Rathbun. Peyton has been all over the place on that defensive front for the Cardinals. He tackles Hendricks for no gain, and now it's 4th down and 7, still from the Plainville 47-yard line.
Yeah, Rathbun read that play nicely.
He picked up his team-high 7th sack a couple of possessions ago. And it looks like Smith Center maybe are going to punt this football away. Finney, who does have a punt return for a touchdown, stands right at his own 20-yard line. Colby will punt it away. And this will bounce and really be down pretty good field position after Smith Center was inside Plainville territory. If you're the Cardinals, you got to feel pretty good about that because you take over at your own 20-yard line after the short punt with 5:36 to go in this fourth quarter. 14-13 in favor of the Smith Center Redmen, thanks to the Hendricks touchdown on their last possession.
What a game, and Plainville holding on defense after the Kugler interception.
5:36 to play here in this fourth quarter, a 1-point Smith Center lead. Winner heads to state next Saturday there at Lewis Field Stadium. Finney will keep it right side, trying to get to the edge on a block from Casey, and he'll slip a couple of tackles and stay on his feet on that sideline. And a good job by Finney. He picks up nearly 15 yards as he's able to get it across the 35. They spot him all the way to the 37. It's a gain of 16 and a Finney first down.
That's been Plainville's best play in the second half.
94 yards rushing now on 15 carries for Finney. As 2 wide receivers will go to each side. Warner, the freshman, Hanson, the sophomore, here to the left side of the formation with 5:10 and counting. 14-13. Redmond with the lead. Plainville driving, though, from their own 35. They're going to pass it off to Warner, who makes the catch, and the freshman dives forward, and he's close to another first down. As he'll get to the 45-yard line, it's a gain of 10 as you'll move the chains again before Colby makes the tackle. We've seen him run that quite a bit this game. It's a little short, little slant, or kind of almost just sets down in that zone. It's a gain of 10 for Warner. Finnessy goes over 100 yards passing on 9 of 14 passing in their 12th first down of the contest. Warner also, by the way, now has 3 catches in the contest. They'll run the quarterback sweep to the right side, and another big gain for Finnessy as he gets a block from Casey, and he's going to get into Smith Center territory to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 7. See where actually they may have spotted him a little shy of 7, so give him 6. It's second down and 4.
Just when you think that Smith Center has him strung out for maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain, Finnessy accelerates up that sideline and is able to get a few more yards out of it.
And he's hit the 100-yard mark after that gain of 6 on the play. It's second down and 4 from the 48-yard line. Finnessy will hand it for Casey. He's going to bounce it right side. Casey with another big gain. They've really found a seam on that right sideline. As I'll get to the 42, he picks up 6 before Shoemaker runs him out of bounds, but it's another first down. 55 yards now on 16 carries for Casey. He really has been held in check in this game so far.
Plainville in Smith Center territory. 4th play of the drive coming up that started at their 20.
Finnessy with his 20th career 100-yard gain, or 100-yard game on the ground for the Cardinal senior. He got a block from Casey left side and will keep it, and he breaks a couple of tackles, leaps a defender as he will get the first down, then slipped another tackle to the 30. He's into the open field to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Finnessy. He escaped a couple of different tacklers and takes it in from 42 yards out. His second half rushing touchdown as Finnessy was able to elude the defense for a 42-yard touchdown run.
All Finnessy, he broke several tackles, and a sure tackling team like Smith Center, they don't miss very many of them, but Finnessy broke several of them, and Plainville regains the lead.
From 42 yards out, Finnessy now with 142 yards rushing. His second rushing touchdown of the contest, and now with a big play coming up, because they're going to line up and go for 2. They're going to get a timeout. Coach Stevenson will take his second of 3 timeouts of the second half, and you got to talk things over because you want to try and make this a full 21-14 lead if you can get that 2-point conversion. Finnessy came into the contest with 6 100-yard rushing games of the season. He's got 19, had 19 in his career, so he goes over 20 yards, or 20 100-yard rushing games. He also has a touchdown in 12 straight, and what'll end up being 18 of his last 19 games he's rushed for a touchdown. It's actually 16 career and 20 career passing 100-yard games. So he has put up big numbers here in this one as he eclipsed both the 100-yard passing and rushing yard mark. Our game brought to you in part by Jim's Alignment and Tire, Mace Body Shop. Also brought to you by Trinity Ag LLC, Nutrient Ag Solutions of Smith Center, Top Shelf Lumber and Hardware, Astra Insurance Services, Mason Miller, CPAs, Thomas Carpenter, Tarps Unlimited, Wilkins Manufacturing, Plainville Insurance Agency, and Crawford Supply as well. But a lot of time left, still 3:28 to go here in this fourth quarter.
This is a big 2-point conversion coming up, and how fortunate has Plainville football been? They had years of Hayden Friend as their quarterback and 3 years of Jordan Finnessy, and he's committed 3 turnovers in this game, but that was a huge run that only Finnessy could make. And Plainville back on top.
2-point conversion. They'll send a wide receiver tight to the right. They've got 2 to that side, 2 to the near side. Finney will keep it himself, trying to get to the corner, and then slipped and threw it late, and it's incomplete. Trying to throw it in the corner of the end zone as he lost his balance. He had Ben Hansen wide open. Not sure if that was a design RPO, which they've done a lot more of that run-pass option as he tried to take it to the right side. That's huge because now it's just a 5-point Plainville lead in 19-14 with just under 3.5 to go in the contest.
Yeah, plenty of time on the clock for the Smith Center offense, scoring on their last possession, and what an answer by Plainville.
Finney with that second rushing touchdown. I was 18 on the season, but again, a lot of time left here in this one. And they also converted on what ended up, they had where they were backed up 1st and 22, had the pass completion to Hansen that helped them get to a short and manageable play. So they have been able to convert on some tough plays here in the second half, especially when they were kind of behind the chains.
Yeah, they have overcome some offensive adversity.
I have to wonder if Coach Stevenson has that in the back of his mind, knowing that Hansen and company have been open, especially Ben Hansen, who has 3 catches. Kyle Warner has 3 catches in this contest as well. I have to wonder if maybe that short passing game is something they'll try and take advantage of if they have to. They're trying to get some defensive pressure here in this one as the kickoff will be angled to the left, and it'll be a keeper to the right side by Colby, trying to make a man miss. His brain slips on the turf, and then finally stacked up and driven back by a host of Cardinals as Colby was stacked up right around the 25-yard line. So they fake that end-around handoff. Both teams do that at times where they'll fake the handoff and then set up the wall. And now with some of the changes and rules, you can't necessarily tee off on a guy if he's not ready for it. But that time it didn't work as Plainville covered it pretty well.
Smith Center has always used that reverse or fake reverse.
3:18 to go here in this fourth quarter, down 5. They will run it with Hendricks off the right side, and he's stacked up for a short gain, about 2 yards on the play. As Rathbun kind of stacked him up, Hansen in there as well, trying to run right behind Conrad. And it's 2nd down and 8.
3 minutes on the clock. Time may become a factor. Still 3 timeouts, though, for Smith Center.
19-14, Plainville with the lead thanks to the Finney touchdown. Colby will pull it back, fake the handoff, and then he threw it too tall for Griffin Kugler, who went spilling out of bounds. Kugler was open here on the near sideline, but that was a little bit too tall. And now it's 3rd down and 7.
Colby has made some key passes and completed some key passes tonight. That one just a bit too high.
All 5 of his pass completions or all 6 rather, of his pass completions, 6 of 13 for 63 yards have went the way of Kugler. That one, though, too tall. Here's a 3rd down and 7. Low snap. Colby will dig it out of the dirt. He's looking to throw it up the near sideline with a flag on the play, and it's incomplete. There was a pass broke up on the near sideline. Ben Hansen made a great play. They're going to get holding before the Kugler a little bit slow to get up as the pass was broken up here to the near sideline. It's going to be a holding on the near sideline. That was good coverage downfield by Hansen. He broke up that play at the last minute. It is holding, which will be a 1st down. But it's from the line of scrimmage. So on 3rd down and 7, they will get the 1st down as the officials, that far sideline, ran in and had a quick word, but it will be a 1st down as it was 3rd down and 7. They only needed 7. They got 10 on the holding penalty.
So 2:39 now on the clock. Clock stopped with that 1st down.
19-14. Plainville with the lead, but Smith Center driving on a 1st down and 10 from the 38. Colby out of the shotgun. Wide receivers Kugler to the left. Play action looking for Kugler again. He'll find him on a little short pass completion, and Dewey makes the tackle at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Kugler has his 7th catch for 70 yards, equaling the outage that they had a week ago, their performance a week ago, 70 yards passing on the play for Colby, or on the game last week for Colby, and he marks that, or makes that again here this time. Wide receiver to the right side, and they're going to hand it off for Hendricks. Try to bounce it left side. He's into the open field as he'll go right up the middle, and Finney saves the touchdown. Rathman got him as well at the 40. It's a gain of 15 as they'll get it into Plainville Cardinal territory, and they'll move the chains with 2:30 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Hendricks carried the ball 36 times last week. Smith Center has really found something with him over these last couple of weeks. Hasn't been used nearly as much in this game, but a big first down run there.
160-pound junior was really relied upon, as Mike said last week, and has been the fullback ever since week 1 of the injury. Here's a little play action pass. Colby then pulls it down, and the pass is low. And they're going to say it was caught on the slide by Kugler at the Plainville 35-yard line. It's a gain of 4. 74 yards on 8 catches now for Kugler.
With 1:51 left, remember Jaden Atwood, the leading rusher and best offensive player for Smith Center, out with a leg injury.
Clock winds with 1:40 to go. It's 19-14 in favor of the Plainville Cardinals. At the line of scrimmage, a broken tackle by Shoemaker, as he will, on 2nd down and 6, pick up about 2 yards, and now it's 3rd down and 4. Well, Redmond will take a timeout. It's 3rd down and 6 from the 35-yard line. Redmond will have 2 more timeouts, down 19-14, but they are driving here in this one.
That ended up being a 3-yard gain, so it's 3rd and 3. Coming up, what a game we have in Smith Center. The last 2 sub-state games up here between Plainville and Smith Center have not even been close. Regular season game earlier this year, not even close. The Smith Center won 40-14. This one much tighter, and Plainville with the 5-point lead with 1:33 left.
Smith Center won 49-7 a year ago in this matchup. Go back to the Plainville runner-up season in which they were able to pick up the win in sub-state over this Smith Center Redmond team. That was the last time that the Plainville Cardinals have beat the Smith Center Redmond. You have to go back to 2016. 1:33 to go, 3rd down and 3 from the Plainville 33 as Colby has a wide receiver to the right in that pistol formation. They will hand it off. Nope, it's a play action pass looking to throw down the field. Kugler's open, he's got it for the touchdown from 33 yards out with 1:26 to play here in the contest. The Redmond answer with a touchdown drive of their own. Touchdown pass number 14 on the season for the quarterback Colby from 33 yards out. He finds Griffin Kugler for the touchdown.
Well, I tell you what, we talk a lot about carrying out fakes in the running game. What a fake by Colby. Everybody thought that was a running play. Kugler was wide open, and Smith Center with 1:26 regains the lead.
And they take a 20-19 lead. With 1:26 to go, they're going to take a timeout. Parker Krobe is the kicker for Plainville. If you think about where do you go here, you kind of set it up. You got to think Smith Center's thinking we need to go up by 3 so a field goal doesn't beat us. It's 20-19 right now, and Parker Krobe is the kicker who's made a couple of field goals on the season. He has just 2. So if you're the Redmond and Coach Sass, that's kind of in the back of your mind. You know that you have to go for it by just up 1 to make it a field goal lead.
Yeah, 2 points does you no good. But 3 puts you up by a field goal, so Smith Center will obviously go for 2.
And
Plainville may have a little composing themselves to do after that long touchdown pass.
Yeah, 33 yards out. Kugler has been the lone pass target of all but one, or the lone target in the passing game of all but one pass attempt all game long by Colby. He's hauled in 9 of them on the ball game. And now here's the big 2-point conversion as they will work with a wide receiver to the right side. Colby here will take it, rolling right, looking to throw, still rolling right, and he's going to throw it late, and it is knocked away. Good play and good defense by Anderson Dewey as he was able to knock it away. That was kind of a jump ball back there, and it was knocked away. And so now with 1:26 to go, it is 20-19 in favor of the Smith Center Redmond. Kugler on that pass will go over 100 yards receiving, 107 yards receiving in the contest. That will be his second most all season long. He does have a game in which he has 127 receiving yards, but still able to put them on top with 1:26 to go, and both teams have just the one timeout.
That was a 6-play, 75-yard touchdown drive. And we also saw a big run by Hendricks to put Smith Center in position for that touchdown pass. What a classic in Smith Center between the Redmond and Cardinals.
1:26 to go here in this one, as Sergio Lambert is ready to kick it away here with a 20-19 lead for the Smith Center Redmond. Crawford back to return inside his own 10-yard line. Casey and Finnessy, the two upbacks, are also involved in the kickoff return as well, as Lambert has it teed up, kicking it from the north to the south. Our right to our left here in this fourth quarter, and it's a short angle kick that will stop at about the 25, picked up by Finnessy. He tried to take it to the right, now comes back here to the left, and great coverage down the field. Good job down the field. Wilkinson came up to make the play that time. Saw Bentley Montgomery was down there as well. It was Montgomery who finished off with a tackle, and now it will be, with 1:21 to go, Plainville football, they'll take over from their own 22-yard line. So they've got their work cut out for them here. And they don't have a lot of time, and they only have one timeout. As Finnessy will work out of the shotgun as he checks the play on his wrist. Wide receivers, 2 of them to each side. Casey will be to the right side now as he motions out of the backfield. Finnessy steps up. He's going to throw it deep, looking down the field, and coming up with a play at midfield and making the catch is Cody Crawford, as Crawford's able to get him to midfield on a gain of 28, and it'll stop the clock. In fact, it'll be a gain of 29, as they say he was down to the Plainville, or to the Smith Center 29-yard line, or 49-yard line, and a gain of 29. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Finnessy rolling to his right. He'll throw it late and has his man. It's Ben Hansen. Oh, and they say he stepped out of bounds. They say he did not have the ball in bounds before he tried to take off and run at the 39-yard line. So it's incomplete.
Well, the play before, that ball had a lot of air under it. Crawford finding his way back to the football and making the catch. But yeah, Hansen out of bounds on that one.
1 minute to go here in this one. 20-19 in favor of the Smith Center Redmond. Plainville has it at midfield. Finnessy rolling to his right again. Finnessy pump fakes and directing traffic. He will throw it late. Pass is complete near the sideline. And another first down as they go to Ben Hansen, who will catch it again on that sideline to the Smith Center 37-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the catch for Ben Hansen, who has 4 receptions for 50 yards in this one.
Well, and Plainville does not want to leave this game in the hands or on the foot of a kicker, as Smith Center will take a timeout.
Yeah, Redmond decided to take the timeout. It's their final timeout of the ball game with 52.4 seconds to go, up 20-19. We've seen a couple of rollouts and short passes. The one, they said that Hansen was not in bounds when he caught it, or he couldn't come down in bounds when he caught it. The other one was a pass completion for a gain of 12 and a first down to the 38-yard line of the Smith Center Redmond. Got to wonder if Coach Sass and, more importantly, Coach Hutchison, the defensive coordinator, are going to try and figure out a way to eliminate those short passes, but then obviously you can't get beat deep here.
Right. And what Plainville has done a lot in the second half, and it's good coaching on their part, is they have rolled Casey out instead of keeping him in the pocket. He was under a lot of heat in the first half, not so much here in the second.
We've got 52 seconds to go here in this one. It's been a fantastic back and forth matchup. The Plainville Cardinals took the lead on a fumble recovery for a touchdown for Ben Hansen. We were tied at 7 on the Atwood touchdown run. Finney had his first of 2 touchdown runs in the first half, had one in the second half. Also had the Hendricks touchdown, and then Colby found Kugler a moment ago from 33 yards out, and that's how we get to the 20-19 lead for the Smith Center Redmen. Here's a snap back to Finney, rolling, looking for a block, has nowhere to go. He's hit immediately at the line of scrimmage, and that didn't work. They tried to roll him to the left, and now we're going to have to get a timeout with 44 seconds to go by the Plainville Cardinals. That's their final timeout. Good play by Kirchhoff from his linebacker position. He kind of stepped up and hit Finney right at that line of scrimmage, and he gets no gain. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 38.
And you'd think with the fact that there is no more timeouts for Plainville that the running game is done tonight.
Clock does stop on first downs, but again, they have no timeouts with a 20-19 lead for the Smith Center Redmen, trying to get to that state title game in Class 1A. It was 2-1A the first time they did it of these 3 straight, which it would be that if they could get back there. Trying to do it for a 3rd year in a row. Plainville trying to get back there for the first time since finishing 2nd to Troy in a heartbreaker back in 2016. Redmen without Jaden Atwood. He injured that knee and sits on the sideline here in this second half. But man, did the Redmen rally after he went out with that injury. They scored right away. Finney did answer with a touchdown, but they have really rallied after the injury to Atwood.
And we talk about what a big loss Atwood is offensively. He is an all-league defensive tackle.
3 wide receivers in a triangle to the left side of the formation. 1 wide receiver split all the way to the left side of the formation, or the right side rather. They're on the left hash as they work out of the shotgun. Finney's going to roll to his right, looking down the field. He's hit as he throws, coming back over the middle, and it's intercepted. It is intercepted on the play and taken away by Sergio Lambert, and that will do it. Lambert returns it to the 26-yard line, and that will do it. 20-19, and now with 33.9 seconds to go, the interception, the 3rd of the game by the Smith Center defense, and they're headed back to the state title game with just basically 1 kneel down, and that will do it.
Finney under tremendous pressure, and he just had to get rid of that ball way sooner than he wanted to. 4th turnover on Finney. So from that perspective, it's been a rough game, but he has also kept Plainville in this game, but it'll be the Redmen seeking their 3rd straight championship.
And the kneel down for Colby will be the final play of the ball game. They can wind the clock and won't have to snap it again. In a fantastic come from behind effort without their leading rusher and their leading defensive player, the Smith Center Redmen are going to come away with the victory, 20-19 over the Plainville Cardinals. Cardinals could not overcome the 4 turnovers, plus the turnover on downs. And the Smith Center Redmen are headed back to Lewis Field Stadium with that 20-19 victory as they defeat the Plainville Cardinals here in this one, as they'll stay unbeaten now at 12-0 on the season. Plainville will finish their year 11-1 again, or make it 10-2 as they come up short in this one. 20-19 our final as the Smith Center Redmen come away with the victory. We'll take a timeout And continue on here. Once again, our final tonight, 20-19 in favor of the Smith Center Redmen on 101.9 The Bull.